All right, I'm not numbered here, but we'll see. We're gonna get into the first race here on N64 Bowser's Castle. So excited to get this started, man. Casper definitely gonna look to swerve into second place's lane here. Wants to bump him, but second place does his swerving as well to try to get rid of third place. RBC, what you do at the beginning here, really want to draft up and get in the front here. Kind of the main strat, you kind of want to front run. It's really easy to break away with a lot of tight corridors where you're able to backspin. So Casper does like to stay in first on this track. Shock can play a role here, kind of at the grass cut. The target shock doesn't really do much here, so he's just looking to break away here and hopefully not get any blue shells. See, the baggers really even right now going back, and I think they might make the difference here, but USA is currently breaking away in top 3.
Yes, this is definitely a hard bagging track. The strats are some of the most difficult in the game, so this is where you can really distance yourself in terms of how experienced you are bagging. So it's definitely like, yeah, shock's also going to be really important here too. A lot of TS spots, shocking into boxes. Grass is also an important spot where you're going to shock, so shock makes all the difference in this track.
Blue shell coming out on Casper already, and gonna get knocked out of that first place. We still see top 2-4 from USA, so that blue not making much of a difference. It seems like Norway's runners kind of breaking away in the back because top 5 is just gone. Norway kind of hoping that their 5th is one of their members. Can't really see because he's not looking back. Could signal that it's a USA member in 5th place since he's not looking backwards. So interested to see what he's going to do with this pal. Probably going to look to target pal Barney here on the grass and leave top 2 unscathed. And we do see it, bottom 3 from Norway right now. Looking pretty lost. Gonna need a shock. Still plenty of time to catch up though. Plenty of time to catch up for them.
This is really scary though for Norway because you have players, if you're 6, 7, 8, you have players like chaining through like 5, 6, 7. Nocto getting hit right there. We're back in the bottom 3. We have a shock coming out. I would guess on a Norway to reset, definitely not a USA shock. That's probably gonna make another one available by the end of the race right there. This is good because it's gonna put the pack closer together. And what I was saying earlier is you don't want people chaining through these mid spots. That's just going to get you TCs and bloopers, maybe blues. But since the pack is tighter now, this is really going to open up the race for Norway. Even if it doesn't look like they really dodged. Triple Shrimps in 4th for Casper. That's going to do a lot of good.
I think Ken got taken out of the top 2 somehow. Not really sure what happened to him. It seems like he might have hit the thwomp or something or got bumped into it. So now
we see Barney go down. Yeah, see if he'll drop a fib here on Casper. Oh, really close. So we're going to see Casper trim up here. So it's going to be a top 2 coming off from USA East. Barney gets slow too. That's rough. So we see Fox coming up. Norway need a shock here.
Yeah, I was going to say, I'm curious to see it. 4 bananas just right tight in a row. Edison just kind of being like, all right, yeah, let me just throw all these back here. But at top 2 for USA,
green.
I think
someone lands on that green, I think.
Who just dodged?
That's a Norway
coming up, yes.
Ooh, and it's a 1-3, I believe. 1-3-5 for USA. And, you know, salvaged race from Norway right there as kind of getting USA East getting outbagged, unfortunately. You know, they could have maintained that top 3, but Twingy doing a great job keeping his team in there.
This is exactly what Norway needed to do. They needed to get the shocks to keep in it, and looks like that's what they're doing, and they're salvaging these races at the very end, which is important for them.
I'm really happy they used that shock on lap 2 there at the end. I think maybe 1 might have dodged. I wasn't tracking it correctly. But it's just really important to just even out the pack, even if they weren't able to get that second shock. Sadly, Casper ended up getting the triple shrooms, and Barney ended up getting bumped. That could have actually been potentially like a 2-3-4, or maybe like a 1-3-4 for them if Barney didn't get bumped after cut. But Casper was able to go wide and put him into the grass, corner him in with the bushes, and yeah, I believe that's a small winning race for USA.
+1 for US.
Yeah.
Wow. And they were looking to get like a. They were looking to get like a +20, +30 race there, man. They were looking so good, and then Twingy getting 2 shocks and ending their hopes. I wonder if he got any of them in 9. That'd be kind of a slap in the face.
I think he might have got the first one in 9, but I'm not 100% sure.
That would be unfortunate.
Yeah, I was trying to look at the battle glitch because both of them are using funky. So I saw one bagger sitting by the right by the part where you fall off, and one bagger was chaining boxes in 9. So I'm not sure who got it.
Yeah, you know, either way, really well played, kind of using their resources. And the lap 2 shock was definitely needed. You know, I've said this before that I was kind of hating on lap 2 shocks, but really worked out for Norway in their favors. They were able to salvage that. We're going to see a TF coming out. Really good pick for 1-4, as we're going to see Casper looking to draft that first place and maintain a top 2 lead here. So gonna see what is gonna happen here. I've kind of always said this before, that the beginning of the race right here kind of determines how it will end. Obviously that's not always the case, you know, blue shells or target shocks may come into play, but a lot of the times the players are able to break away if they stay in top 2 here. So looking to see if Casper can maintain this first place.
Yeah, we see some Norway members behind him trying to challenge. We'll see if maybe second can get something to select. Okay, we see Barney get shredded actually after shooting up in the second. So we'll see who's second. I know Casper is really a bit proficient at this track. I know he TTs it a lot. He's pretty fast at it. So if he can just stay in the front, he can get a big breakaway here.
I think someone ended up getting the shock. If you look at the mini-map, the Tigers already going forward.
It's gotta be Mac.
Someone risked that. He risked that third 30-second box and ended up getting lucky. So USA is gonna have the shock in hand, trying to figure out the spots right now. Them, shock can definitely turn around.
Looks like Mac jukes him out.
Yeah, I think what may have happened is USA East may have gotten the bill, told Mac to get it. Maybe he was just spamming boxes and ended up getting it in 9th there. Either way, it works out as USA really outrunning Norway in these first 2 tracks. And
Casper getting a big break.
Yeah. And Edison falls out of 2nd though, so it's looking like a 2-3 possibly for Norway right now. I don't see Casper losing this first though. Maybe someone from Team USA is holding the blue. You know, shock could easily cancel the blue. But I think Casper's just going to maintain his first.
Yeah, he's ran this really well. If Norway can keep 2-3 though, they could definitely nullify the damage. But target pal coming on Casper. That green could also be deadly too. We'll see if it hits anyone.
I think that target pal just kind of got their second as well, so didn't really do much to catch them up. And we see a shot coming out. I believe that's going to be a USA shot, because we did see Mac had it.
Well, I think Norway is coming up.
Yeah.
2-3-4 looks like for Norway right now. Oh, 2-3, sorry.
2-3. I think 1-3. 1-3 for USA.
Okay.
I think Ken edged out third there.
Yeah, I'm not sure exactly who shocked that was, but I guess Fox just kind of predicted that. And was like, yeah, I'll take the ride with you guys. But I think Ken may have dodged there. I'm not exactly sure what that shot was.
Something to note was that Casper didn't go for Shroomo, so maybe they knew Norway might have had it and didn't want to risk getting TS. That might be something that happened there. But it could have also been a prediction.
Yeah, I got it the whole time, and you know, maybe we saw like a mid-pack player bomb it out of him or something, because that was just an interesting. Maybe they just dodged Fox. Like maybe that's all it came down to. But I'm pretty sure Mac had it the whole time, and he stayed in 10th after Twinkie went forward to try to hit him. So even if he did lose it, I think it would have been easy for him to get a second one. But you know, the race is past now, and we're going on to BC3.
Oh yeah, the I always call the bouncy house course. Spots can fluctuate. People can like fail cut. Everybody can make cut. The pack gets really split here. The interesting thing is the shock normally doesn't mean that much to prevent people from not taking cut. We're gonna see Barney here going for the ultra in second, getting by Edison. There's some TC action.
Edison killing it for the team, man. Edison, he always does that. Edison always does that, man. He always loves to just block people on the ultra. Does a great job of it, and then Barney can't take it at all. Has to go all the way around. So looking to get his USA teammates a breakaway, as we see, I believe, Zagler in first, and I think Casper in third as well. So really good job by Edison. He might be kind of out of the race now. Plenty of time to catch up. We see a blue shell coming in, I think, for Zagler already. Looking to slow down, as the team did call it out very early, as whoever threw blue was in 7th place, I believe. So really far behind. And Noctil is breaking away in first, though, as we can see from that battle glitch. Mac falling off, and we see Twinkie in last place right now, looking to get the shock, as Barney's going to keep holding this mega, looking to get a dodge here.
I don't think it can be understated, like, actually how hard that is to do, really. Like, to block someone on the ultra like that, you have to be careful that you don't lag and end up, like, going over the ramp on someone else's screen. We're going to see Barney end up taking the ultra this lap with the mega, but Zagler, in his face, really good job from USA right now, just controlling to make sure that Barney can't get away, but looks like he's going to end up getting through the pack. I think that's maybe a 2-3-4-5 for Norway. I can't see because we have Barney. You're flicking back and forth right now, but yeah, it's 2-5. 2-5 for Norway. A back bomb around the first corner doesn't end up getting him.
He just crushed my eyes.
Yeah, I couldn't tell. He was just like going back and forth too much.
Yeah, I was about to get a seizure, but anyway, 2-5. We see Noctil dropping back a little bit. Maybe a shot gonna come out from Mac as Casper chains this star. No, gets a POW, which would be really good if he used it right now to get them from taking cut. Oh, really? It was okay. Interesting attempt by Casper. Unfortunately, doesn't make it, and he's gonna be getting 8th here. But I think we see Barney in 2nd still, looking to get the top 2 here for Norway. And
they did BC in the last straight.
Looks like a top 3 for Team Norway on BC3. So the pick paying off as a top 3 coming out for Norway. Barney and Noctil both making the Ultra in clutch time. So Edison's efforts unfortunately were for naught, as Noctil and Barney still were able to keep a top 3 spot by taking the Ultra. So, I mean, man, just like talking to you guys right now, it's just so powerful. That cut is so powerful and saves you so much time. Like, even if you go around once on the first lap, you still have so much time to catch up because it's such a long track. But top 3-6 for Team Norway, and really well played by them, I think. Did we see a shock there come out?
I think at the end, right?
There might have been one at the end, or when Casper was dived into the cut. I'm not sure. Really, USA was doing a good job schlagging, as you can see, blocking the cut. But the problem on that course is like you said, it just really comes all down to the cut. And if you have too many members back there in like the bottom 3 to 4 spots, Norway's, I would imagine, just seemed to have gotten shrooms in the mid spots and just ended up breaking away. Really, there on lap 3. I really like the attempt from Casper there, the no-stop star ultra, or sorry, no-stop star normal cut. Yeah. I honestly haven't seen that before in my life. If he ended up making it, it looked very makeable, but that would have been very clutch if we pulled it off. And that target POW honestly could have done a lot for USA on the final turn there. Like he really definitely could have target POW'd that top 2 in the last corner and gotten chains for USA, but wasn't able to pull it off in the end.
Yeah, definitely. And so we're gonna see a 102 to 81 score right now for Team Norway. Huge top 3 for them, but really good reset track for Team USA, as Norway, I'm sure, wanted a different track. As this track, all you have to do is get triple shrooms, take the rock hop, and you're kind of gone. But obviously the game of Mario Kart is never that simple. There's always stuff coming your way, as we see Barney getting redded immediately, but he's honestly in a pretty good spot, to get shrooms here, which is what he's looking to do, but gets trip reds, and nothing to take the cut so far. Casper possibly holding something in 8th, looking to take the cut, but we're going to see Noctil go for it, and a POW could be deadly if Barney kind of stayed back and maybe POW'd on the rock hop, but unfortunately he might have to hold this, as I believe Noctil has more shrooms. I guess not. Maybe called himself in the air, or maybe just had a single shroom. So looks like Barney just looking to catch up here. I believe Noctil is going to be in first after taking this cut, and kind of jumbled up spots here so far in Gumbo Volcano.
POW actually, I think, means a lot on this course, just because of the fact that, as I always say, that it can just be something where if you get triple shrooms lap 1, you can break away. And getting the POW in Norway and being able to coordinate, maybe keeping Noctil shrooms is really important. We see someone, I think, 2 people making rock hop right there. Barney going to go for it, really strat, and ends up making it a bit of a scary landing. As far as I know, Norway's runners, at least Barney and Kion, have very strong time trialing presence here, so they're probably going to make those rocks easily. I think it's 1-4 for Norway right now. Don't know what the shroom status up there or the shock status, though.
Barney going to try to put him in 2nd right now.
Casper
there you go.
Shroom in 2nd. I think one of the funkies just sitting there on the high ground. I believe he's holding the shock. Can't see who it is, but one of the baggers is going forward. Mac has the shock. Probably going to dodge Casper. Yep, and that's exactly what he does. I don't see any USA members coming up. Oh, unfortunate for Barney. Goes to the left pack when he gets to the left path when he gets a shroom. And we're going to see some USA members, I believe, taking the cut. Oh no, it's Kion actually from Norway. So we're going to see a 2-3-4 from Team Norway right now. And unfortunately, USA, even with the shock, were not able to win the race, as we see a 1-5, 2-3-4-6 for Team Norway. Well played by them, but you know, a USA strategy was just kind of dodge Casper to win the race. But honestly, I believe what they could have done was dodge their lower spots in the cut. I think if Casper had a shroom in 2nd, I think he was getting first regardless, because he took cut. And he was just kind of far away from 2-3, so maybe that shot could have been used a little bit better from Team USA. But yeah, 1-5, 7-8 for Team USA. I don't know. What are you guys' opinions on that race? Like, do you think they could have used that shock a little bit better?
for sure.
Yeah. I don't think I was like, this caster probably still would have gotten first, right? Even if they didn't use shocks. Maybe trying to coordinate something in the back probably would have been better.
Yeah, I
Karen
agree.
respawn, right? I think Karen
Did.
took respawn in third. Yeah, they could have like held for a TS on that, and I imagine they could have had some type of stars back there because they had to have at least someone like chaining through 7-8, maybe to get a star or a bill, which can be actually really powerful in that course if you have a shock that's gonna prevent everybody from taking the cut. But I think Edison ended up pulling like a TC somewhere in lap 3, if I'm not mistaken, around the cave. Yeah, that actually ended like definitely put a damper on USA's race because he wasn't able to get anything really to dodge the cut. I'm pretty sure he was also TC'd, so we couldn't really dodge in the cut. So just unfortunate. He was probably just chaining through for shrooms and ended up getting that item that we all know and love. I believe that is the GP1 score right now, 137 to 107, to plus 30 from Norway.
Yeah, I just think with that shock they could have taken cut in like bottom, like mid pack / bottom 3 because they were kind of back there. We did see Norway in 2-3 and also kind of I think Kion took it in like 5th or something. So I think they could have called Kion out and probably gotten themselves some higher spots. But moving on from that, we're gonna see all 10 racers voting DDR Dry Ruins, kind of a neutral track. Guys, what is the strategy on DDR? What is your plan when you're going into the race?
I think honestly, if you focus a bit on front running, but also taking up those bottom spots, not necessarily just for the ultra. I think the lap 2 to 3 ultra can matter a lot more than the lap 1. So I think the shock also just does matter a lot here. It's going to be an interesting battle between them. I think this track is a lot more runnable than people give it credit for, just because of the tech that can go into it. And seeing Casper start out in first, I believe he's definitely going to show that off. But we have Fox behind as well. Norway, I would say, probably like on par with USA in terms of tech / TT ability on this track.
Yeah, I agree. I think Norway's runners are all very competent, but also agree that Team USA can definitely run this just as much. But I think the Ultra is just super powerful. Like you said, going into lap 2 and 3 definitely does a lot of damage. But one can break away on the 1 and 2 one as well. They can definitely get up there, get their breakaway, and just use their tech to kind of bolster their advantage, while everyone else is kind of dying in the mid pack. And Casper just kind of maintaining his first here, though. We see someone else coming out of cut, but Casper not getting... and unfortunately gets bumped by his own bagger. And that might be detrimental, as you see Noctil with a TC here, going to slow down to try to get him. And Kion just... and Casper does get it past. And wow, unfortunate kind of mishap there, as Mac bumping is the only one up there for Team USA, actually, as we saw Norway in 2-3-4, so... a bit of a mishap there. See if Casper can go for the cut here with these trip shrooms.
Casper gonna go for the 3 shroom cut here. Honestly, I think one of the cuts that even just top players online end up failing, but a shock probably from Norway right there.
Yep.
I think they literally just called that because there were 2 to 3 American players in the Ultra, but TC for Casper right now. Gonna see if he can pull a 7th place star right here. They ends up pulling it. Perfect for him. Getting some of that Edison luck right now, but taking the highest trick that we could possibly get in the course. Looks like second for Barney right now, but optionally used the 2nd place shrimp to go into first rather than pulling for cut. Interesting for him there, because Edison could pull out that 2nd place shrimp right now. Tries to get the snipe out. A bunch of bananas there, definitely going to cause some problems for players, but no 2nd place shrimps from Edison. I think that's a 1-3 from Norway right there.
No, I think we saw USA get 2-3. I think Ken got 3rd.
I thought I saw
2
Fox.
from Norway.
Yeah, I thought I saw Fox breaking a 3rd in the line, but you might be right.
I think Edison got. I think we're gonna see maybe a 2-3-5 from Team USA. Salvageable race after what happened. Casper getting TS'd and Norway having shock. But man, we saw the killer thing that happened was Casper getting wheelie bumped by his own bagger, which took him to 2nd place and Noctil able to pass him with TC. So we're seeing a 2-3-5-6 from Team USA, and salvageable race. Is that a winning race for Team USA? Yeah, so they did end up winning the race. Crazy stuff, because shock is pretty powerful there, I would say, with all the sand you can cut off. I mean, somebody taking the cut taking the ultra in a star is able to dodge there and kind of stay in the front. So, really well played by Team USA to stay in the front, as we saw Edison was kind of carrying the squad there at the end, and Barney was able to pass him, but yeah, they just did a great job of keeping those mid spots.
Yeah, apparently the shock also canceled USA's blue. I'm trying to figure like whose that was, because they end up getting, I think, 2 of their players of the Ultra. So interesting shock. We also have both teams picking the same exact course yet again from last race. Cuba Cape, last race it was DDR. So we're gonna be going into this course. I think plays out similar to I want to say it plays out similar to how TF plays, but a little more catch-up potential, because there's not as many boxes at the beginning. I think it's a track where a back bomb at the starter, schlagging after this first set can really do some damage. We're gonna see if one of these players ends up opting for that on either side.
Yeah, Jack, I know you bag quite a lot on regs, and I just wanted to know, like, what's your plan here? Would you sit at the waterfall, or would you rather just spam 9th place boxes?
Okay, well, I'm personally a waterfall advocate. Because unless you pull, okay, so what I usually do is I go up the blue zipper and try to pull a star to see if I can pull like Bill or Golden. I just go back to the waterfall and try to get shock. Because like shock is really important on this race, because like there's not many like really good shortcuts you can take. So if you can like, get a star and chain for like a golden or triple shoots and dodge like lap 3, that's so huge for you. So I feel like just shock is like a lot more important on this race than like dropping a star for someone in first.
Yeah, I agree, and I think kind of like a good strategy to get you ahead is also like a lap 2 shock. Chaining first set, lap 2, like star into golden, like you said, could definitely give a lot of breakaways. I feel like maybe it was a Norway match I casted where I saw them use a lap 2 shock, and then 3 of them chained like trip shrooms or golden. So yeah, definitely a really powerful item here as a looking to pass here. But, kind of a limited place where you can use them, kind of like only the last set chain and also the first set chain. But, I feel like something that's kind of underrated is just not chaining at all. Like kind of just dodging in a random place and getting the top spots up there. Psych, opinions on that?
Really? I think the shock... Oh, we have shock confirmed for Twingy right now on the side of Norway, right as we go over. I believe we saw a mega out from Casper right there. Going to see what happens. I think Norway is like most of the 2-3-4 right now, so they're probably going to hold it for the remainder of the race here. Casper often uses Mega. He's probably not predicting a shock. He's trying to get up there into this 2-3-4 right now. Triple Sherm's out for him now. This is exactly what he needs.
Yeah, this is perfect for Casper right here. Kind of want to see him get into the front. But, Norway kind of limiting their opportunities to use the shock right now. It's not really super strong on this part. So it's going to be really predictable, I think, for Team USA. As if they do use it, they're probably going to get themselves before boxes or get Casper after the ramp, maybe try to red him. So I think we're going to see probably that shock used. I think USA needs to cycle their dodges right now. Mac picking up a ground star, I believe. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that probably meant... Oh, Casper going for the box right here with a red out and a fox.
No way.
But he dodged him,
but he beats him.
Yeah.
Wow.
Wow. Great place.
Genius.
That's a really interesting ending. Yeah, but I like the play out there from Casper, just going for the red really and getting exactly what he needs, but it paying off in the end.
Yeah. 200 IQ, dude. 200 IQ, 100%. Going for that box in second. Luck. If he gets anything else, Fox gets first, but he gets a red shell. So, getting a little bit lucky in that regard. I still think it might have been a winning race for. Oh wait, he gets third. Okay, so a lot of commotion on the line.
Yeah, I was a bit flustered there on the line because it was just going back and forth. Looks like Mac tried dropping the ground star there at the end though, but I'm guessing he ended up backing up into it because I believe when you drop ground stars on that pipe there at the end, sometimes you're funky or the star can be going into like very strange places because it's like inclined. Correct me if I'm wrong, and that's probably what happened there.
Yeah. It might have just like fallen on top of him or something. So that was just unfortunate because Casper would have dodged that shock if Mac had dropped that for him. So it could have been a top 2 for Team USA, but instead they get a 1-3. Still not bad at all. Still pretty salvaged after Norway getting shock again, and we've kind of seen this like repetitive pattern of shock not playing a huge role in these races. I'm pretty surprised to see that like people are kind of keeping their top spots after shock. Maybe people not getting lucky like combo items or whatever it may be. But yeah, overall, I think Shock could be playing a much more impactful role. Maybe they could be using it in better spots to get like a bigger advantage, but unfortunately that's just not the case so far, and we're not seeing Shock causing a huge commotion. But yeah, hoping to see that. I haven't really seen many blue shells either, I believe, in this war, so kind of boring overall.
I think personally, the reason behind, I think, a lot of the Shocks not having a lot of impact, I think it's just a testament to skill level of these teams, really. Because if you have teams that are this experienced, I think they're going to have a mutual understanding of, okay, if we use this Shock at this predictable position, they're obviously going to like predict it, and they're going to have their own dodges. And players on Norway and US East are going to like be in these 7-8s holding dodges like the whole race. And I think really it's just a testament to like how aware each team is of each other's skill level. Like they know they can't get away with like greedy Shocks.
Yeah.
They have to use them really unpredictably, or at the very end just benefit a few players.
Exactly. This is it's like a game of chess, dude. There's just so much thought and strategy going into it, honestly. But like when you get to this level of play, it literally is like a game of chess. Like where do I use my Shock? Where do I use the POW? Where do I use the blue? You have to be thinking so much at this level. And you kind of just have to be driving on autopilot. It's more so you got to think of your items rather than your driving. If you're thinking about how you're driving, then you're kind of just a lost cause at that point.
For sure.
And Maple Tree Way, I like to see this track come out. Really good track for 1-3, which is the positions that USA East started in. So glad to see they picked this. Really strong running track, and we see Casper with a Mega in 5th. We still see both baggers sitting at that set that you usually get the Shock at, so I don't believe anybody has it yet. And we're going to see a 3-4 right now from Norway. I believe we see Edison in 2nd, and unfortunate for Casper, gonna have to use...
Someone gets powed off, though. Looks like.
Ooh, yeah, Kion getting powed off, and we're seeing a top 2-4 from USA right now. Pack not super spread out though, so we could see a lot of room for commotion.
Yeah, cannon shot could be huge here for USA. They can dodge top 2, or if Norway went to dodge bottom spots. But it doesn't look like any shots gonna be coming in. So
I think for a Shock to really matter, they're gonna have to use this set here. And there we go.
Oh, there you go.
Exactly as predicted.
Norway
looks like Noctil's gonna dodge up in a Mega. Edison, both USA members pulling Megas.
And a star. Oh my god, bro.
No way!
A bit of Edison's luck seeping into Casper's Wii right there, and a blue coming out from USA on the Norway.
USA getting the luck of their life. Barney's still in first place though. And we're going to see what happens at the end. But I believe we see a 2-3-4 right now from Team USA. And oh my god, they said Shock.
That was huge.
Dude.
Oh, Casper gets...
Oh my god, a bottom 2 for Team Norway.
Wow.
Dude.
That race.
I'm speechless. That was...
Oh my god.
That was, I think, the single most, like, representation of like, one-sided luck on one team that I've seen in this World Cup. That was a bit convoluted to explain, but... Two Megas into a blue and then drops the ground star, which they ended up picking up on the leaf pile. I just, dude, I can't.
They said forget your Shock, forget it. We're gonna get everything we need right now.
Still a 1-4 from Norway though. That's probably the best case scenario they could have gotten there.
Jeez, man, that just makes me feel bad for him, you know. So I mean, luck is. I mean, Shock is a luck factor in that race, you know. Both baggers are sitting at a set, don't know who's gonna get it. Maybe Twing just got it, and then the game was like, nah, I'm gonna cancel out your luck real quick by giving USA everything they need. So still a winning race with 2-3, 5-6. Could have been a 2-3-4-5 though if Casper didn't get taken out by that green on the line. Kind of just not really being careful there as Barney just kind of backed his life away on his face. So yeah, as soon as I say no commotion in a race. I mean, it's been a boring war. Yeah, there we go. It starts off right there.
Yeah. I want to give props to Norway for that Shock, though, because a lot of teams would have opted to think, like, oh, we can dodge Noctil in the cannon. He's going to have a Mega after the Shock. That seems OP. But really, like, if you're able to chain... Like, they wouldn't have been able to Shock without getting USA member in the cannon right there, and Noctil was also able to get a dodge with the fact that they chained at that set, despite what USA ended up getting afterwards. But I think that's definitely an underrated spot. A lot of teams just opt to default Shock in the cannon and bring up those items inside of it. But if you get that chain, really...
See, Meadows coming out from Casper here. I guess the green kind of tilted him on the line, so he's going for Moo.
Yeah, love to see this track getting picked in World Cup, man. I feel like we don't see enough lock tracks, especially at this level of play when these players love to play, you know, normal skill tracks that you can just run on the whole time. Casper looking to get maybe a golden here, he's trying to get him up, but unfortunately gets a single shroom as too many people touching boxes at the same time. So 2 through 5 for Norway right now, but that does not mean a damn thing as anything and everything always happens on this track. Oh, we were on Casper's POV. I apologize. I thought we were on Barney's POV, but Casper getting taken out. And yeah, interested to see what happens in these next 2 laps as I'm sure everything will go down.
Pulls up Mega. That's a really good pull for him here. If USA can get shot, it'll be huge. We see Twinkie in 10th though, so it could be a sign that goldening up in 10th here. So it could be a sign that Norway is going to be getting shot. Misses the chain though, so that's kind of unfortunate. But we'll see what happens here. We see Ken getting blued out of first and combo. That's going to be rough for them. We see Norway with at least 2-3. Maybe I think Zagler might still be in first, but USA needs shot. They won't have a chance here. So we see Twinkie with Bill in 9th.
Probably not a shock for Norway.
Oh, and a green.
Casper. This is really, I'm trying to see the spots right now of Norway. I would imagine, Edison holding blue looks like, yeah. A green back on the line for Barney, but
Oh my god!
Oh,
Top 2!
Too much going on at the end right there.
Wow, looks like Ken was avenging Barney there. I mean, avenging Casper there, getting Barney on the line this time with the green. Ended up getting blue too. That's detrimental to Norway's race there.
Yeah, that's revenge right there. That's definitely revenge.
Top 2 for Team USA. Moo Meadows coming in the clutch for them. Unfortunately, Twingie's luck not coming in the clutch as he got the bill in 10.
Top 2, bottom 2, so it's only a plus like 5 race. So we're still gonna see Norway up by around like 8 or 7. So plus 3, yeah.
Wow, and it, still really close after 2 GPs. Dang,
Yeah.
those last 2 races were just absolutely hectic. I don't even know how else to put it.
Yeah, both lap 3s kind of just like lost my voice at one point and what to say because there's so much going on in Mario Kart sometimes. Like you can't keep track of it all with the lap 3 shocks especially.
Yeah,
your emotions are just going all over the place. Like sometimes like USA being happy, getting all the perfect stuff, and then just the momentum shifts like immediately. It's crazy.
Yeah, the team Norway. I mean, so when we saw UK against Norway last time, it was a really boring war. Shocks didn't do anything, and UK just kind of ran in top 3, and nothing ever happened. There were no blue shells, and the last Norway war I watched was boring, and now this one was boring for the first 4 races, and now it's all just exploding in my face.
Yeah, this is a good thing going into GP3. Hopefully, we can continue this momentum of exciting races into the last 4. Very excited to see what happens.
I think it's definitely one of the closest wars that we've seen, though, out of the World Cup so far. Just, plus 18 for Norway going into GP3. I'd say it's been not as relatively back and forth. I think Norway has been in the lead for most of it, but USA, keeping it close. Obviously, both these teams well respected, and I'd say pretty even with each other, so not too surprised to see it so close.
I'm pretty sure there's only been 1 race that was, over 10. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Yeah, we have both snow courses coming out, both Arctic courses coming out. DK Summit and Cherberland, but Cherberland picked for Norway right here. Bit of a home advantage, both Arctic team, Arctic course.
Yeah, this track is definitely either loved or hated. I think it's a good track for wars, but I want to hear your opinions on it. What do you think about Cherberland?
I think the shock just matters a lot here. Really, the fact that I'd say it's a course where the star almost matters the most outside of the extreme luck courses, just because the whole track you can just kind of gain time with it. So shock's gonna matter a lot here, but it really just seems there's not much of a tech to it for baggers. So really, it could be anyone's game right here. USA breaking out to the top 2 with a golden up from Casper,
and then
Casper gets out the back green right there. I think this is a course also where backspam can be really lethal. I remember USA East second last match, we saw Casper streaming and just getting really good backspam spots out into the opposing team. It's going to show itself here. You can definitely break away on this if you don't end up getting the shock. And
especially with top 2, you can double back a lot of these turns, and you can make it impossible if you have a runner to go like super wide or just hit the items.
Yeah, I'm kind of a fan of kind of getting a golden first set here in like 6th or 7th and just using it immediately to get up to the front. You know, I feel like a lot of players can break away on this track, but obviously shock does play a pretty big role, as you know, star dodging and all that can negate that sticky road and kind of get them up there. So
looks like Twindy's in 10th right now, so it could be a sign that Norway might be getting shock.
Definitely, and you know that would be huge here because we see this USA top 2 at least breaking away. 3rd, I think being taken up by Barney right now. So we're gonna see them to look to use a shock maybe here, maybe get some goldens to catch up, but can't really see who's in the last right now. Oh, we do see Twinkie with a shock. Oh, we're gonna see a huge play here.
Here we go. There's shock.
Shock happens, and we're gonna see Nocto coming up in a star. Kind of failing a little bit, so gonna hurt his chances to get up there more. Maybe Norway can get some of that USA luck in them, but for now we're gonna see Nocto. We're gonna see a top 2-4 still from Team USA. Ken avoiding that red. Nocto unfortunately only chained trip green, so USA I think is gonna just be maintaining this top 2-4 unless a blue shell comes in. Pow coming out. Not sure if it's gonna do much. Maybe
Power red.
Casper getting taken out by a red there, and it's gonna be a 1-3. For Team USA, we do see Edison trimming up as well as Casper.
Oh no!
Edison pushing off his own teammate, and man, looking rough right now for Casper. But I think it was still maybe a decent race for Team USA.
Yeah,
looking like a 1-3-7-8.
I was gonna say I think Norway needed blue at that second last set to really have any hopes coming back into the race, but the POW red out for Norway ended up mattering a lot. I believe solidifying a second. Didn't see a lot of the other spots up there. I just saw I believe Barney getting triple shrooms in 4th, I think, there at the last set, and that's solidifying himself into the 3rd. And 2-3 out for Norway. Again, a really close race. I believe it's a USA win, but another pretty close race for USA and Norway. Zagler did pretty much exactly what you said, Brawley. What you like to do, where you just get a gold in the 6th and 7th, and you just ran it up. So he's able to do that for his team, luckily, holding the front presence. But the POW actually has ended up mattering a lot for Norway, because it ended up resetting the items, allowed Barney to get the triple shrooms, and got the red out into Casper. And as you can see, Casper just kind of dwindled himself into 8th there, not respecting the weight of one of his teammates.
Yeah, definitely Zagler doing a little Brawley strat, you know.
The patented Brawley strat of getting a golden first set.
Yeah. That's me on Coconut Mall. That's me on Sherby. I don't even know what other track is good for doing that, but I know getting a golden 7th is like first set is just so powerful everywhere, dude.
For sure.
But
so we see Yoshi Falls coming off from Team Norway and Moonview. So 2 actually running heavy tracks. Maybe Norway, I think they can outline Zagler in first on Yoshi Falls. So we'll see what happens here.
I think this is a good course to pick when you're second enemies first, just because it's easier for you to get an MT. Like first really struggles to get an MT here with the position that they start in. You can see it right here, like on the screen. So we're gonna see if Norway ends up passing them from the start here. This is a course where shock can matter a lot, running can as well, but I think this is a course that's really going to show just like, I don't think either team is going to get a clean shock where no one else dodges. And a back bomb out into Casper, that's going to reset him. He's not going to want to hold the star now. He's going to have to do something here to catch up into the pack, even if he pulls the star now. Golden out. TC out from Barney. He's going to try passing to Zagler here, but no luck. Looks like it's going to be a 7-8 battle. But from what I said, I don't think either team's going to get a clean shock where the other team doesn't dodge. Just because they have this knowledge of, like, the similar shock spots and to watch, like, what everybody's holding. But Casper not going to be holding either of those dodges. Getting bumped by Mac again out to the boost panel, which is going to put him behind a bit. But he's probably going to be golding up here after these boosts to get him up there. Barney, 7th right now. And we have the shock from Twinny. Barney going to probably benefit from this. Don't know if any USA runners are holding, trying to use an 8th right now. They're going to have to shock to the set.
Maybe TS hurt the waterfall.
Definitely going to call it here, as a lot of their mid spots were in the waterfall. I'm surprised they didn't call it there, as we saw Zagler, Edison, and Ken kind of all in the waterfall. Really confused. Maybe somebody in a top spot was holding a dodge, or was using a dodge, and was not able to get Barney to dodge there. So But man, I think USA would have had a confirmed bottom 3 if that shock was used right there when all 3 members were going in the waterfall. So
maybe one of them had a mega or something.
Yeah, I would imagine one of them like had to have had a mega, or at least Barney maybe could have communicated that like he saw none of them in dodges and he could have shocked them in the waterfall. Because even if one of them did have a mega, like where they were in that waterfall clump, like he would have gained so many spots. But
top 2 from Norway.
Really yeah, I imagine they just really wanted to hold the top 2. I'm not sure. I think a questionable hold because Fox was last. So
maybe he got it knocked out of him. Maybe Twingie lost the shock tonight.
Twingie used it right after the race ended.
Oh yeah,
you're
right. You're right.
I was thinking that as well, probably until I saw him use it on lap 4 for the runners. So.
Yeah, you guys are right.
They're probably trying to secure top 2. Because that's like top 2's winning every race, so they just want to win these races, even if it's only by a couple points. See, I was gonna say earlier, the problem with shock in this race is there's so much limited time to use it. Like you probably have like a 20-second window where shock is even like usable for runners, and if each team just like changed 2 dodges within those 20 seconds, you can't use your shock. So that's why running, I feel like it's really underrated on that track, especially in wars.
Yeah, no, definitely 100%. I think running is the best way to go there. I feel like top spots don't really lose those top spots. I feel like when you fall behind lap 1, I feel like it's super hard to catch up on that track. So well played by Norway. I would have loved to have seen a TS on USA's 3 players in the water.
Yeah, that would have been huge. That would have ended the war right there, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, definitely. But maybe someone was in a mega in like 3rd or 4th that we couldn't see from Casper, I believe. So, but yeah,
I'd like
Peach Gardens.
Yeah, I'd like to see 2nd place drop here.
Yeah,
from Norway.
I think that's definitely the strat that someone should look to go for.
Okay, that's also a strat.
Unfortunately, a little mishap from Barney, but luckily it's lap 1 on Peach Garden, so a lot of time to catch up. I don't know about you guys, but I feel like it's really easy to break away here, and sometimes shock by lap 3 doesn't really do much. I feel like it maybe if top 2 is kind of just gone, someone may dodge in like 7th or something, but they're just too far gone for that person to catch up. So, shock will do damage, I think, but I feel like if you can get, trip shrooms or golden something to get you ahead, I feel like that's ultimately better than trying to dodge the shock. I don't know. What do you guys think?
Yeah, I think triple shrooms is really important. If you can like a triple shrooms in like 4th place, 1st box, and shroom into 1st, and then hold your shroom for lap 2, like shock isn't going to affect you much. Like you need a blue shell to affect you.
I think what's notable here, as we can see right from Casper about what I was about to say, is that it's not a course that you kind of want to hold a star for 2.5 laps on, because everybody's going to be taking those cuts in the mid spots, and if you can't, like a lot of courses, like I would say RBC, you can just hold this star for 3 laps in 8th, but if you hold this star, it's going to end up getting you so far behind. As you can see, Casper like opted to chain that in the 1st set despite having the star in 8th. Golden and for Barney.
Yeah, both of our streamers with some pretty big items here as we see Casper. Oh, we see a shot from
Twingie.
Twingie with the shock and nice. No, Mac. Oh, man. If I was him right now, I'd just be anguished. But
I'd be human.
Man, yeah, but we see Barney kind of catching up here. Gonna take this first with that golden and 5th. Oh, able to avoid that fib. I'm surprised he didn't hit that because that's maybe it was
the red. What the heck?
The red doing damage, dancing around him. It's like a 70s.
Oh
no!
What? That's a miscommunication right there.
No, and Mac, unfortunately, not able to pick up that star from Barty, but yeah, that was hilarious. Dancing in the 80s, but we're gonna see a top 2 from Norway right now. Not much gonna be able to take them out. And yeah, Fox slagging a little bit. We're gonna see Casper getting this golden here. I don't think he's gonna be able to pass anybody, and it's gonna be a secure top 2, I believe, for North. Can get taken out on the line, and I think Noctil getting last, so it's a 6-7 for Team USA. But yeah, still top 2 for Team Norway as they're able to take advantage with that shock in the golden.
I imagine what happened there near the chain chomps was. I don't know if Mac was expecting a shock there because it's kind of a strange shock, right? Like usually you either do like a 1st set or a last set. So I imagine he didn't expect it and he wasn't really sure of what spots, and he couldn't really pick it up himself at one point because he was probably so close to the runner of Norway that he would have risked a troll doing that. So it's unfortunate, but that ended up pretty much securing the top 2 for Norway. Similar to last race, top 2, and then just good like 5. I forget the exact spots in Yoshi Falls, but small, really just small races from each team. No like huge margins, which I'm happy to see after having so many blowouts. The World Cup, they're having a close match, and Norway just really just holding their lead out by small margins every time.
Yeah.
I'd like to shout out Twingy. He's definitely been getting all of the shocks. That's what I said in the beginning. If Norway can get the shocks and contest Mac, they'll definitely have a good chance of winning, which they've been doing. And as you can see, Norway's up around like 40, 30 points. So
Yeah, no, and I was like, I don't know. I think we're gonna see the 5-run coming out here from Team USA. So excited to see this. If we get a GB2, DK Mountain, a really good counter to that 5-run. My man Syke, I know you're the master of 5-run, and they get their GB2 pick.
GB2, I'm not sure because it's just a course that is so quick, so hectic. I don't really. It could work, it could not. I think it's just so crazy because really, like, anything can happen at these first 2 sets that can set the race in motion, and you kind of like have to like. I really wouldn't know. It's just so hectic. But we see 2 of USA stopping there at the first set. If they're all running, that's definitely good to see because you want to see them holding out these bomb cells. But a golden out for Casimir is going to opt to use it here. Really, what this is going to come down to is USA like making sure that Norway can't dodge it at the end, but already ends up
taking himself out. Oh my god, he's going to drop down to 7. I think we see like a bottom 3 or 4 right now for Team Norway.
Yeah.
So going to be looking to catch up here. If they get the shock, it's just over. It's over, and USA wins. But you know, it's a really short track. Really possible that no shot comes out at all. But for now, we're seeing a top 3 from Team USA. Top 3, 5. Oh, but we do see the shot. 3 dodges come out for Team Norway, and they're looking to put the dagger in USA's heart for this one. As it looks like Team Norway is going to be able to take it home. We see them. I think that's a top 3 right now. But Barney going to take it out by the blue shell. What is going on? GB2 so hectic. Oh, Cash going to take it out by the red as well. But I think Norway is taking it home. As they finish with top 2-5, and really good effort by USA, man. We saw them gone, but the shock coming out and killing every hope and dream that they had. You know, USA pulling their usual blue shell after a Norway shock, but you know, the game just said no, Norway's going to keep their top 2. So really good win by Norway. Kind of a strong showing by them. Something that really surprised me is that Twingy got majority of the shocks. I expected Mac to kind of beat him in that regard. So I was really impressed with Twingy. You know, obviously luck plays a huge factor in bagging and whatnot. Maybe just an off war for Mac or a really on war for Twingy. So kind of hard to say, but overall, I think Norway did play really well, used their shocks really, really well as well. I'm saying well a lot, but that's besides the point. But yeah, so we're going to see Norway taking the first game, guys. Final thoughts on this first match.
Yeah, I think it was what we expected. Up until the last probably like 2 or 3 races, it was close throughout the whole war. Really exciting races near the end. But like I predicted earlier, Twingy was able to contest Mac, get most of the shocks, which is what Norway needed to just get that small edge over USA East. And we saw that happen this war.
Yeah. Similarly, I'm really happy to see Norway edge it out just because I was rooting for them in the beginning. Kept it close. USA kept it close the whole time, completely respectable, and it's a even matchup in my opinion. Just like before the match, so I'm happy to see that. But shoutouts to Twingy really because the shocks that Norway was able to get out, despite none of them, not a lot of like huge ones that like completely turn races, except for the GB2 race. Really, the shock just kind of edges out the matchup in my opinion in wars that are close to a skill gap as this. So I hope he does keeps on a good job backing in these next 1 to 2 matches.
Definitely. And yeah, guys, had a great time casting this one. People in the chat, we're going to take a 5-minute break before going into match 2. So stick around. We're going to stay on the cast, and yeah, we'll see you then. What's going on, guys? We're back for this match 2. Saw an impressive showing from Norway in match 1. I think Norway just kind of killed it, but I'm joined again by my mans Syke and Jack, once again back on it, ready to show them who's boss. Guys, I want to hear your thoughts on match 2, what USA can do to bring it back, if there should be any subs. Obviously, I don't think Norway's going to sub because, you know, they kind of fall off really hard after their first 4. So I think we're kind of talking now, should USA East make a sub, bring somebody else in? What do you guys think?
It's, as we were talking about, like, in the roster preview, USA East especially has like just a lot of diversity in their roster in terms of like the players they can swap between their playstyles. So I think if they think anything's wrong, they could, if they want, they could. I don't know if they have a sub for their bagger. If they really feel like Mac underperformed or maybe could have just gotten unlucky. But like the shocks really, like, even though there weren't like a lot of huge shocks from Norway that really turned the tides of the race because both teams really just didn't respect each other that much. Twingy definitely edged out in the end, and these shocks like really matter even with the small impact they might seem. In the runners, I'm not sure. I'm looking in the room right now and it looks like we still have Casper, Ken, and Edison. Zachary probably the last runner. Gonna see if they're gonna swap him out still. I really don't know. I believe I would love to see Sean play personally, just because I think he's just an amazing player, team player, runner. I'm gonna see if they end up keeping Zagler in, but I'm not sure. It's unfortunate.
That is unfortunate. I think Sean is actually like top 2 best on that team. So I think that's a huge presence that they're missing. Yeah, no, I agree 100%. You know, they've kind of like tried out different lineups, as we said before, because their depth is just so deep, you know, for lack of a better word. But it's unfortunate we can't see Sean because he definitely has that front presence that they may be lacking a little here or there. But you know, we did see that they were in the front like a pretty good amount of the races. But Norway just kind of had a little bit more of an edge. We're gonna see power sub Jabo coming into the match. The ultimate power sub, as Zagler unfortunately did not have as good of a performance as maybe he thought he would, or that his teammates thought he would have had. So Jabo coming in for Team USA East. Interested to see what you guys think about this sub.
Well, I think running wise, I think Havo is a great runner. However, no secret that definitely not as much of a team player, just like a little. He's had communication issues in the past, I know, just on teams he's been in. Hope that doesn't play detrimental to him because I think he's an amazing runner. Large respect for him there. Surprised to not see Quinn subbing in though, just because I would say that he's definitely up there in like the top runners for the team. Has the cohesion with the Wallywogs members of them as well. Don't know if he's not here, but I think Havo is still a good sub in. As long as their communication and everything is still down.
Yeah, I'd say like Havo is like kind of a dark horse. Like he could score really well and do run really well, but it all depends what happens in the war. Because I'm pretty sure he's a player that like tilts pretty easily. So it just depends what happens. But I'd agree with you. I think Quinn would have been a good sub here if he was available because he has the chemistry with Casper and Edison. So I feel like that also could have been a good sub. But we'll see if Havo can step up to the plate and help USA bring a match back here.
Yeah, and honestly, I like the Jabo variation that he brings with, you know, going Daisy 1 GP, Funky the other, to, you know, because he likes to do the glitches on BC Wii and the Ultra on BC3. So I respect him for that. Because I like that he's like the only player that really switches between. I mean, I think other KG members do it as well, but he's definitely known for doing it the most. So cool to see him in the lineup. But as you said before, I feel like he definitely does tend to tilt at points. So hopefully he can keep his mental in check. As you know, not a lot of chemistry between him and the other players in these lineups. As I believe he's the only KG member here. So hopefully the mental can hold up and he can prove that he's here to play.
Yeah, going off what you said about like being able to switch between Funky and Daisy, like that's been something I've been trying to do recently too. Is trying to like learn the glitches And I think that's like such an underrated thing in Mario Kart. Like if you're able to play like both the top characters like a high level, you have that card in your sleeve where you could go Daisy 1GP and like spam like BCW, BC3, and if they're basically get like a guaranteed first, which is just such an important factor like in this game. So I think that's a good thing to have on USA team, just as like a wild card if you need.
Yeah, I would imagine USA is probably gonna pick BC3 and BCW more. Maybe in like the first GP if they plan to just go through those with the Havo Daisy pick, because that really can be important. I don't know how many Daisy players we have in this bracket right here, but it's just important to note with those cuts still in the game, it can end up mattering a lot. But looks like we just got 10 in the room, so we should be starting up soon for the players there.
Like we said before, it's just kind of unfortunate Sean can play. And I'm hoping that Jabo can kind of, fill that hole that they're missing. Jabo, like, not really known as much of like a be in the front guy. He's more of like items and kind of mid-pack player, I feel.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I'm hoping he can kind of, use his role to be resourceful to his team and get them the win here, because we want to see an exciting match, man. We want to see a 1-1 and go to a game 3, right? That's what Mario Kart's all about. That's what our Saturday is about. Us wanting to watch these games. I'm eating my chips. I'm having a good time with y'all. Hope everybody in the chat is doing well today. And looks like we're looking to get this room started for match 2. We see Fox hosting. Can imagine a Norway Maple Tree Way pick. What do you guys? I want to hear like other good 1-3 tracks that you guys think exist, because Maple's obviously like the go-to for 1-3, but I want to hear your opinions on what another good 1-3 track could possibly be.
I think it's kind of hard because normally, like the spots you want to pick around are like top 2 or 1-4, or at least like top 3, top 2, and 1-4, because 4th can usually draft first. It's kind of hard to say. I'd like to say maybe Moonview, just because I think you just pick around first, because it's hard to synergize with 3rd. Like there isn't a spot you really can like play around mostly. So just something that first can run on. If a BCW, if you really wanted to pick it, and you could block glitch against Havo, that could be another potential thing. BCW, Moonview. I don't know if you have any.
It's hard. It's hard. Like 1-3 is just not a good spot to like pick a good track. Maybe like BC3, but like that's about it.
I think that's good though. I think it's really good that they have that they just have this nerf in terms of like forcing teams to go into 1-3, 5, 7, and 2, 4, 6, 8. Because I think spots are just a huge factor in Mario Kart, and how it can just snowball the war. And if you have just like, you can have such an advantage just from starting out top 4 in the room potentially, because I don't know, your players are a little more awake or have better connections, and that can be really unfair. So I'm glad they do that. The fact that you just can't snowball a war off of, I don't know, the fact that 2 of your members end up having error codes joining the room. So I'm glad it's happening. Anyways, we have a Maple Tree Way pick from Norway and Grumble out from USA. So despite the power of the spots, USA definitely opting for a reset course. We end up getting that Grumble first track.
Hey, can we get some hype in the chat, man? Can we get a hashtag USA East win? Can we get a hashtag Norway win? Who do you guys think's gonna win? Tweet it out. Hashtag MKWC. Let's get it going, people. I want to see the hype in the chat. Let's go. Grumble Volcano coming out. And again, interesting track that we saw last war. And seeing a lot of Norwins in the chat. Seeing a lot of USAs as well. Excited to see what you guys think. And let's get into it.
Yeah, so we see USA, we see Casper here trying to get some triple shrooms, probably take rock. We see Kion and Barney taking up 6-8. They're also probably looking for triple shrooms to take rock here, so we'll see what happens. We see Noctil in 4th. Maybe he can cheese a shroom. Yeah, going for rock here. So actually, it looks like everyone's going for rock here. Yeah, like 5 people take rock. That's interesting. You see Twingie trying to star the bagger, maybe trying to star Golden out of him. You see someone falling off the fill too, so that's also something to note.
Definitely, and we're gonna see Casper looking to hold this star there in 6, but unfortunate Mac getting the bill, and it looks like Twingie's gonna be the first one to get back there and get a 10th place box. Mac falling really far behind now. We're gonna see USA in top 3, but man, we've seen how shot can make a difference. Barney failing the rock, getting the respawn though, luckily by clipping a little bit of the end of that rock. I think USA is just so far gone right now, though. I don't think their top 2 can be stopped, even with Shock. They need a couple blues is what Norway needs. And Casper's still holding the star in 6th, so maybe hoping Mac can get it in 9th, or gonna predict a 3-4-5 dodge. Twingy still does not have the Shock, as we see in our bagger POV here. Gonna be touching a box in 10th. Mac also with a golden. Maybe Twingy was able to pull it right there. No. And we see him falling off. So no Shock actually in play right now. So really interesting, as Twingy kind of just beat him so far back there. Casper doing the shroomless cut, making it. And we're going to see some Norway members falling behind him. But I think it's going to be a top 3 starting out for Team USA. And man, that's exactly what they wanted to get started. Jabo coming in with the clutch sub, getting that 3rd place, man. This is what they needed. This is exactly what Team USA wanted. And the momentum is shifting in their favor right now.
I think there were 2 nails in the coffin that I saw right there for Norway. One was Edison and Havo taking Rock in top 2, lap 2, with a split-up pack. And then the fact that Twingy was not able to pull that shock that we saw right there when he was going backwards into the first set. Norway, I think, needed to shock before the cut if they end up getting it, which obviously weren't able to. They would have needed to do a first or second set chain. But to no avail, top 3 for USA East, top 3-6.
Man, exactly what they wanted to get the tide in their favor. But, you know, one top 3, as we've seen many times in the past, is definitely not enough to do, like, a big dent. You know, it's a good start, but there's just so much more room to catch up for Norway right now. So, you know, really good first race for Team USA, but they cannot get complacent. You know, so many people get complacent after 1, 2 GPs, whatever. And kind of let their guard down, and that kind of causes the other team to mount a comeback. So, well, let's see if they have the mental fortitude to kind of keep up their lead here.
Yeah, we see PCB coming out from USA East. Unfortunate Havo's not on Daisy this GP, because if they had top 3 with Havo in 3rd, that could be huge for them. Havo could make glitch lap 1, he would just be gone. But PCB is still a really good pick, because like the typical top 3 just back spam whatever they get and just break away. So if they could get the track pick here, it could be huge for USA.
Definitely. And I'm actually curious if Javo can do the glitch with Funky. I know it's a lot harder, but it's possible that he's practiced it since, you know, he makes it a lot with Daisy. I feel like he could definitely do it with Funky as well, but commentators curse, unfortunately. So we're going to see a Peach Gardens reset coming out from Team Norway, looking to get the momentum back in their favor. And, you know, we see them usually win Peach Gardens. I feel like a lot of the time I'm watching Team Norway on stream, I see them, when they pick Gardens, they win it. So possibly a good repeating pattern for them, as maybe Twingy will also get another shock, as I believe he got it in 9th last time we watched. So interested to see what happens on this race. Ed, nobody took cut. Nobody took cut. And Psych, please tell me how you feel about that.
Very interesting. Normally you see at least one person coming up in triple shrooms or golden. Like normally this is always one player just building up in the first, but not getting anything, or nobody even really stopping the first set. Really strange start. Barney going to be chaining through for 2nd place shrooms right now. I would imagine there's some players there holding stars, but as I said in the last war, this is really a track that you want to hold stars up in, because everybody in like the 5, 6, 7 is going to be taking cut, and it's really hard to hold the star confidently. And there's a 2nd place shroom for Barney, putting up in the first, and a lap 2 shot. I would imagine for Norway, yeah, because they would end up shocking USA members inside of the cut. So that's gonna open up probably a last set lap 3 shock for one of the baggers. Hasn't really changed the tides to the top spots that well, though. I'm surprised of the call of that. Pack really split right now, a bit chaotic, and a POW coming out. Definitely target powering some members and a random green after Casper pops out of his pillar right there.
Twingy is still last by a mile, though, so that's why Norway used it. Twingy probably noticed, he was like, oh, I can get a 2nd one, let me tell my team that. And that's probably why they used it there. And he gets it again, so a 2nd shock for Team Norway right now. Gonna do damage here as well. Kion, I think he's holding a star or something, but that top 4 is kind of gone, so maybe they're just gonna opt to use it at the end. However, I don't think Kion will gain any spots if they use it at the end here, so that top 5, I don't think is being caught. So definitely, oh my god, yeah, they're so far gone. I think Norway here is going to maintain a bottom 2. But Casper keeping him back here, you know, doing a really good job of that. And he's doing a really good job for his team, as we're going to see Ken, I believe, in 4th. Fox in 5th, so Barney the only one up there. I believe it's a 2-3-4 for Team USA right now, if I'm not mistaken. And we do see a shot before boxes come out. And Kion did dodge in that star, but like I said before, I really don't think he might. Okay, I think he pulled a golden as well after. So eating my words once again as Kion pulling up into 4th place. It's going to look like a 1-4-5 for Team Norway. And Noctil, or maybe Noctil passing somebody at the line, but yeah, kind of an interesting second shock usage there. I guess that's all they could do. Maybe Team USA was rotating dodges. Maybe they were rotating megas in 2-3-4. What do you guys think about that last shot?
Very odd. Trying to decide myself, really, if I agree with the decision. I think that maybe they would have wanted to do a chain, near the chain chomps on lap 3. But maybe they just really wanted to protect Barney in the top. It's hard to say. Because Kion ended up luckily pulling out with a golden. I think was able to pass Casper with that. He got a 6th place golden or 6th place triple shrooms. But I don't know. I'm surprised that Norway really didn't want to risk losing the first, because their 6-8 or their 7-8 had to go around the cut on lap 3, which is really surprising. That puts them behind a lot, and that made pretty much Kion's chances of breaking into like that 2-3-4 or at least a 2-3 pretty gone at that point. So pretty strange, but I guess they just really didn't want to risk around with USA potentially getting like blues or megas in those last 2 sets, or at the last set potentially.
Yeah, I definitely agree with that shock call, actually, because I'm pretty sure before shock, USA had like 2-3-4-6, and Norway were able to scrape out a 1-4-5-7, which is probably best case scenario there. So even though like you could argue that Khan got a little bit lucky there with like a golden and 6, but you gotta take that risk sometimes and just pull the trigger and go for the shock, and it worked out for them. So
yeah, definitely agree. I'm also curious if anybody was gonna dodge in 2-3-4 at first set. Maybe USA was rotating their dodges, but I agree with you that was kind of like best case scenario. And I questioned it at first, but I think in the end, that's pretty much all they could do. So, but we're gonna see TF coming out now. Really good 1-4-5 track actually for Team Norway, as they're able to draft up. But Casper threatening with this Thundercut, and Edison actually able to take over first place, even though Norway's strategy was probably like the draft or somebody stay in first. But looks like Edison is the only hope right now for Team USA, as we see a 2-3-4 coming out for Team Norway.
Mega pull for Casper right there, gonna end just using it straight away because he needs to catch up to this relatively tight pack. It's gonna come down to the shotgun. We're gonna see. It doesn't seem like the last war, where I believe one of the members of USA was holding the bill and Mac was able to go out and just touch a box at 30. But I would imagine at this point, now that we've gone past 30 seconds, the bagging battle might be pretty even. So we might see members of USA and Norway just opting to use their dodges to go forward and really break into those top spots together. But I think it's Norway holding most of the bottom spots right now, so I believe they're just going to have to chain whatever they get to really break into the top.
There might have been a snipe or something. Sorry, there might have been a snipe or something on Edison, because he was in first, but I think he's back down to like 6 or 7. So maybe Barney or Fox put out a snipe on him, which is crucial because now they're going in top 2.
Yeah, and we kind of see. Oh, and Mac got shot. So that's actually huge, because we see Casper with that star in 4th. I'm curious to see if they're gonna TS first or second. I feel like TSing second might be the best play here. Oh, and they dodged in 2 stars. Ken and Casper coming up. We're going to see what they do here. They actually, Target Shock misses on both players, but Casper taking out Fox for the red. Oh, and a 5th snipe, almost getting Ken, but man, Shock being huge right here, as we're going to see our USA runners in top 2, but race is not over. A lot of comeback potential here, possibly a target pound maybe, or we could see a blue shell as well come out. But it looks like our runners are just going to be chilling in that top 2, has nothing coming for them yet. And wow, the Shock coming, oh, and Casper ends up backstabbing somebody as well. We see Edison coming, and I believe it's a top 2-4 for Team USA. Wow. What a clutch shock by Mac, man. You know, I say this over and over that, you know, after the first jump, the race is over. And we saw it for a little while. We saw it for the first 2 laps. Norway just being gone in that top 2. But damn, dude, those stars in what, 5, 6, I believe? Team USA just kind of just carried them with that shock. You know, it's hard to catch up if you're in the back, but really good patience by USA members to have those stars and just kind of hold them up to the mid pack the whole race and dodge at the end. You know, it's never certain on a TF that you're going to get shocked. You know, it's a 50-50, and, you know, they took the gamble and it paid off.
Yeah, I was very interested there because I don't know why Twinkie went for boxes because we saw he had Bill, but Norway was top 2, so I was really interested like why he was going for boxes and ended up pulling Bill, which gave Mac free boxes to get shock.
Yeah, especially after Norway used a relatively safe shock on Peach Gardens, Twinkie ended up risking it right there when they really didn't need to in top 2. So I'm surprised, like kind of like the opposite play of what they did with the shock from Peach Gardens, but yeah, it ended up paying off really well. Or ended up being very lucky for USA that Twinkie ended up risking that, and it's gonna pull out a huge race for them.
Crazy stuff. I feel like we don't see TF change like that drastically. Where one team runs the whole race in top 2 and then another team finishes in top 2. It's kind of insane. So really cool race to watch from that standpoint. Gonna be looking for a moon view or a sherbet land from our teams coming out. What do we finish? They finished top 2 floor.
Yeah, I think so.
Good moon view course. Then I agree with that pick because fourth gonna be able to draft first. Second will take that mid to right box. And Jabo, I believe, is in 8th place. Could maybe get a golden or something to get himself up there. But honestly, I think Moonview can be really bad at the beginning for top spots because there's a lot of potential for the other team to get a golden, to get shrooms, whatever, to bump your team into a car. Anything can happen at the beginning here. So, but we're gonna see our top 3 runners just kind of smoothly running it. So, yeah, not a lot happening. I feel like they're just going to be breaking away unless we see like a bomb snipe or something else coming out. But for now, really nice play by Casper to swerve and get them with those nanas. So top 3, I think, is going to break right now for USA.
Yeah, this is huge for them. Just if Casper can just continually keep backing these Norway members and just break a lead for USA, it's going to be really hard to catch them unless you pull a shock or a blue.
I believe it's a blue we saw right there, unless my screen is failing me. I might have been wrong there.
We see the runner still going. But Barney getting taken out. Jabo hitting a bomb car accidentally. Mac with the shock.
That's huge.
USA is secure. USA is pretty secure right now unless we see 3 blues come out, which is not uncommon. Not uncommon to say the least.
Nope.
This POW could be also pretty deadly for Team Norway, but no, they just kind of spam it. Maybe targets 3rd a little bit. But man, that USA top 3 is gone. And a mega right now for Barney. Maybe he could predict something, but they're not using the shock. They're definitely not using the shock with a top 3. I'm telling you that much.
This is where when you're in Norway, all you want right now is just chain. I'm surprised Barney did not chain his mega right there. Like, you need a chain for these blues. That is really what the race comes down to, or maybe a target POW. But maybe he's just hoping that whoever is the bottom spot of USA right now, I think maybe Havo. Oh, there's a blue out, but it's probably not going to matter at this point. He's doing a breakaway there in the boost panels. Yeah. Barney maybe just hoping that he can inch out a dodge at the end for whatever USA member is going to call it. But really, I think they just need to keep on spamming through on that first set. But we're going to see a dodge out from Barney, but it's only going to pass his members.
Top 3-5. Top 3-5 in USA. Bravo dodges at the end and is able to pass everyone. Curious if he dodged in the bill or a star, but either way, really good race by USA. And man, nothing that I said would happen happened. Like, I feel like that track, you see people shrimming up at the beginning to bump people, right? I said that at the beginning. Nobody from Team Norway shrimmed up. And we just saw like a free top 3 break from USA. That's literally what I said. I was like, if nothing happens here, it's going to be a top 3 break for USA. And they're just gone. And that's exactly what happened. Blue shell didn't matter.
I believe Pavo was able to just take up that 8th place position, probably at the first set. And I would imagine Norway ended up just getting bad, like 5, 6, 7 items, and they weren't really able to break in there. I think one of them ended up getting a TC at the first set, and with a course like Moonview, that can just steal up the race for USA. And Norway not able to chain as many middle spot boxes on the lap 2 to 3 segue, and USA was just able to pull out.
Yeah, that was just a textbook MH race. Like, if you go in the Mario Kart textbook and look how to race MH, you're gonna see this race because 3rd place was just able to back 4th, 5, 6, and just get a huge break to the point where blues didn't matter. And he even got shocked too, so the race was just over after probably beginning of lap 2.
Yeah, and I'm kind of surprised, dude. Javo making a huge difference, actually. He played his role perfectly there. Stayed in 8th place. Was going to dodge at the end. That's all he had to do. Was just dodge at the end. And, we talk about, Barney needing to rotate his mega for blue, but now that I think back on it, that's kind of the best thing he could do to salvage the race, because he dodged that shock and kept his fourth. It could have been easily a top 4 for USA if he didn't dodge that mega.
Yeah, that is true. It's just in the riskiest scenario, or you think like, what is the way back into this race that I could potentially get the top 3? You would have to just chain through these middle spots for blues. But I respect the play, just mostly doing it for damage control. He took the damage control route rather than just trying to break in the top 3. So I respect it. We didn't see Howell's point of view there, but I'd imagine just really, if I was him, I would probably just be staying in 8th. You would just have to stay in 8th and make sure that they can't get any of these bills, or they can be in 7th, maybe get reds. It's actually really important, so you can guarantee the top 3 for your team, really, when you're this player in the back, just to take up that 8th position, because it's so strong in these 8 running 10-player rooms.
100% agree. And we see a 152 to 92 GP for US East, so they are up 60 right now after that GP. And like I said before, you can't get complacent. We've seen bigger leads being blown before in just one GP, so really a lot of room for Norway to bring this back, but USA has all the momentum in the world right now, and looking to see if they can keep it up here on Koopa Cape. My strategy here would be get a golden, the Raleigh strat, right? But Casper also doing it really well, getting a green in second, able to take Shrima, but Barney also pressuring, taking a draft off of him, and looking to see our 2 streamers break away in this top 2.
We see players in 7-8 right there, probably mattering a lot. Gonna see if it's going to matter in the end, because really it's just hard to catch up on this course because of how little boxes there are. Really close back green from Barney, but Casper avoiding it just by the hair of his funky.
Yeah, we see both baggers opting to go for the strat of sitting at these boxes here and trying to drop the star, and no one going for the waterfall strat, which is interesting.
Yeah, and Casper getting taken out by a snipe by Fox there, and Norway looking to break away here. I think we need to see a lap 2 shock from Team USA. Otherwise, it could be pretty detrimental. Kion really far back in last, though. Kind of playing the role that Jabba was last race on Move You. And we see a POW coming out, and Nocto's holding a Mega in second. So really good POW for Team USA to get that dodge out of him, as they're hoping Matt can get shocked and try to turn the tides here in the favor.
Yeah, when you're... Go ahead.
This is almost the exact opposite, or at least the tides have turned really from last race, where like you said, Kyan's in that HAL position right now, and he's denying USA these boxes at 8th. But we're gonna see a shock coming out from USA, I believe. I would imagine, for this lap 2 shock to break into this top. Really going to see what 4th place is able to chain here. I think they're still gonna need a blue. I'm not sure if they really should have used that there unless they were forced into their megas. I understand that they need to break into this top, but I think a chain would have been a lot more helpful, because they also end up getting some Norway players on the water stream. So they're going to have 2-3 taking Sherpa here, just really furthering their lead, and USA isn't even close. Even close to their top 3 right now.
I think this
the
is
shots
cast
aren't actually mattering too much. Oh, my mistake. I actually...
You pulled a me. That's all right.
Yep. Oh yeah.
But it looks like Norway just looking to run the rest of this race in this top 2. Oh, but Fox actually getting taken out by a blue there, so we're going to see Casper threatening in second place with Noctil. Oh, and we see a ground star and Noctil picking it up, and that's definitely going to secure his first, as no blue or shock is going to be taking him out. So easily a first for Norway, looking like a second for USA. Edison in third, going to see Kion as well, and we're seeing a 1-4-5 from Team Norway. Really well played by them, even with the lap 2 shock by Team USA. I'm curious, we got your opinion, Syke, but Jack, what do you think about that lap 2 shock? As I feel like it didn't even do anything for Team USA.
Yeah, I'm interested to see what happened there, because we were only having the POVs from the people in the runners in the top places. So I'm interested. Maybe I saw Havo come up, so maybe he had a star. Maybe someone was slagging with the TC and someone's forcing a star or something. But usually you win a shock elite at the earliest at the set before the waterfall cut. So that was interesting, I feel like.
Yeah, and also to go off of that, it's KC, so there's no guarantee you're gonna get a second shock, because both baggers are just sitting at that one set or one at the waterfall. So I think a lap 2 shock on KC is really helpful, but I think it could have been a lot better for Team USA if they had other dodges, like chaining at first set maybe, because they tried to be really unpredictable there. But the Norway top 2 just kind of stayed there. And even though Fox got blued, he was still able to get 4th or 5th. So, yeah, unfortunate. Kind of a questionable decision, as it's hard to get a second shock there, but maybe that's all USA East could do. That's what maybe the Norway top 2 was just breaking away too much. So, I don't know. Interesting shock either way. 1-4-5 for Team Norway. Looking to get back into it after that race. Kind of swings the momentum in their favor a little bit. You know, decent race, not super big in terms of points, but USA East looking to reset with a nice Mushroom Gorge pick. I love Mushroom Gorge, and I want to see it played in the track. I love this track.
How? Okay, I don't understand that. This is number 32 for me. I'm not sure how people like it, but if you do, I give you props for having to deal with this track. But we'll see what USA East can do here.
Yeah, you know, people call this track the custom track that needs to get taken out of this game, but I honestly think it's a great track. You know, the cut, obviously, you can even call this track a luck track because of the cut, which is, it's kind of true, because anybody with a shroom can save like a solid 3 seconds and just pass whoever's in top 2. But it kind of like makes for clutch moments as well, because, you know, lap 3, maybe you're in like 5th or 4th, and the other team's like top two whatever, and like you need to make this cut to salvage the race for your team, and you just take it and get first. Like, that's when it's super rewarding and like just looks super cool from a spectator standpoint. But we're gonna see Casper in this first place, looking like a 1-3 for Team USA. Pack a little bit spread out. Baggers still going back, maybe no. So the last place bagger fell off. 9th place. Also, did he just fall off in the gap? I don't know why he didn't keep going back. I guess it's Mac going for a 9th place box here, as Twingy is beating him too far back. So kind of a smart play actually from Mac, just spamming these boxes in 9th, realizing he's too far back. I honestly think he gets a better chance of getting it here on this first end.
Yeah, Shock is just so strong in this track. Like, you could make cut 2 for 2, be 20 seconds ahead, and then get TS and get respawn to such a terrible spot, and all your hard work is just taken away for nothing. Ooh, almost nanted off there, but we'll see if Norway's able to clutch it. Yeah, Twingy with Shock here, so this could be devastating if they can get some TS on some US members here.
Yeah, I think this is going to end up being a huge race for Norway because of that Shock. So much TS potential on this track, but we're seeing a top 3 still from USA. The Shock has not been used. Oh, that's going to get TS.
Barney for sure.
Oh, Barney. I thought that was Casper. Oh, yeah, and Barney getting ready at the line, unfortunately.
Oh, that's unfortunate.
1-4 for Team USA, I believe. So 1-4-5, 1-4-5-6. So pretty good race for USA still, even with the Shock for Team Norway. I, with a lapse of mind there, thought it was Casper in 3rd. I thought it was a USA top 3, and I was like, oh, this is over. But no, Barney ends up having a shroom and was able to get second off that, unfortunately redded. So really good presence of mind by whoever it was. I think it was Jabo to throw that red before the Shock happened and got Barney on the line.
Yeah, having a repeat of me from the KC race right there. I respect you. The red ended up following Barney. I'm not sure if that was the one that was actually going for him when he was going for the gap, but I believe it didn't actually matter, since I think it was Kion that just ended up passing him, his teammate. But USA able to pull out with a 1-4-5 there. I believe that's a win. Let me see how much. 1-4-5.
4-5-6, I think.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Oh, okay.
The red did matter, besides it mattered because Barney would have gone first if it wasn't for the red, and instead USA got it.
Unfortunate. make mistakes all over it now. We're good in the Kazakhstan side. We're seeing good Mario Kart right now. Everybody's seeing good Mario Kart right now. Both these teams, despite USA breaking away in this match.
This is great high level Mario Kart.
Yeah.
100%. There's just like so much going on from both teams. We know what teams are thinking, like when they're going to use stuff. It's all about execution though, you know. I could tell you what teams are going to do. I can predict whatever, but maybe in the moment when I'm thinking about it, I just don't pull the trigger because I'm like, oh, maybe they don't. Maybe I'm second guessing myself. So, you know, from a caster standpoint, it's really easy to say, oh yeah, this is what they're going to do. If they don't do this, it's bad, like whatever. But you can't hate on these players, man. It's a high pressure situation. They're probably second guessing a lot of their decisions. It's also on the fly. You have to be watching where you drive. You have to always be wary of backspam. And then at the same time, you have to be planning a shock dodge or whatever at the same time. So a lot of multitasking in the just in Mario Kart in general when you're playing with a team. So hats off to both these teams. They're both playing really well right now.
Something to note, we saw Hoppo going out with the Moo Moo Meadows pick, so maybe the tilt's starting to set in. I don't know. But we see Casper here with a Mega and 6, hopefully trying to hold this, relying on Mac to get shock. We saw in the last time, we saw Twingy get shock last war, but it didn't end up getting used. So, like I said earlier, this track is such a short window, really able to use shock, and if the other team can just chain dodges together to prevent them from using shock, running is just going to be so powerful here. So we see Norway, top 3. This is crucial for them. We see Ken trying to get Barney out with triple greens. Looks like he's going to fail to do so.
Actually taking over that 3rd place. We're going to see Java also coming up in 4th. Oh, and a green taking out Casper, I believe. So top 2 for Norway still going strong. Both baggers still going back. And we see a shock used. Casper ends up dodging the shock. Looks like he's going to come up here. Gets a golden as well. What a perfect chain for Casper. Going to get a free first. He's going for wheelie bumps on them. Probably not that effective, but Barney ends up in last place. And Mac with the clutch shock, winning USA the race, I believe. Wow, that either way, it was salvaged. It was a salvaged race because Casper got first when Norway ran that whole thing in top 2. Casper, got back greens going into lap 3, but held his Mega. And he got, a 7th or 6th place chain and got a golden. And it was just free for him from there. So, interested to see how the rest of his teammates did, though. It's definitely a salvage race. Barney, we saw, got last. So, I think we're probably going to see a winning race for Team USA.
Yeah, I like how he tried to really bump there.
Oh, no, 1, 3, 4, 6, man. USA keeps widening the gap. The gap is getting wider. Crazy.
They were pulling out the Mario Kart textbook again. That was definitely the textbook dodge you want to have on Yoshi Falls. Just chain a star or a Mega into a golden. That's basically guaranteed first. And he might have gotten Kion, actually, because I'm pretty sure Kion was like 2nd or something, and he ended up in like 4th or 5th that race. So maybe the wheelie bumps actually were effective.
Yeah, definitely. I think they played that race super well. Actually, I think got a lot of their teammates before boxes as well with that shock. So, and maybe Mac was kind of communicating. Oh, Twingy is on my ass. I got to use the shock because I saw both Funkies on the mini map right on top of each other, and I was like, they need to shock soon, or maybe Mac loses it. So, really good on Team USA to use it in the right place and get them a big race.
Yeah, we're going to see what type of reset course that Norway's going to offer here. It looks like MC3. Definitely, I'd say like MC3 and Garden seems to be like the top 2 reset, like most popular reset courses of the tournament between pretty much all the teams. MC3 though, like as we've talked about before, it's sometimes Casper's curious RBC. MC3 I think isn't the best reset courses. You can really break away there, but we're not going to end up going to that. We're going to go to RBC. I think also a course where you can draft up beginning in 4th, which I believe we'll probably try to do in the side of USA if they're in 4th. But also, like Moonview can kind of have disaster at the beginning, but we're going to see what happens here.
Yeah, we do see exactly what you said. 4th place drafted up, which was Edison, but looks like he gets bumped out. And Kion actually able to take that 1st place over from Casper. And Casper just looking to kind of play aggressively as he always does, maybe try to take that 1st place, but a little bit of NA to Euro lag. Oh, Kion actually is slowing down. Java needs to slow down this bridge.
That's a Mega.
But no, Java not able to troll anybody on the bridge, actually. And we see Fox still in 2nd place, so I feel like every time I'm watching Casper on this track, he's in 1st. Like, I feel like that's just a non-negotiable. The Twingy shock already on lap 1. He's going to be like faking like he's going for the stairs as if he doesn't have it yet, but the man has the shock. Got to be careful. Bill coming up for Barney right now, and TP coming out for Casper, but for now we're going to see a 1-3-4 for Team USA. Fox actually got target cloud off, and Norway has some room to catch up, but they have all the tools to do so, as they have the shock right now. But we might be seeing like they did before last time they played N64 Bowser's Castle and use a lap 2 shock to catch up, and that's exactly what they need to do.
Extremely strange pack right here, as we can see. At least it was a little more split up before, but it seems like the top 4 have kind of split themselves up. We have a shock coming out, most likely, well, definitely on Norway's side. I think a player dodging up, maybe we're going to see them into the top 3 right now. Looks like Kion, going to see what he's chaining here. Looks like triple reds, I think. Don't know if he's going to be able to break in. We have a TC coming out. I think that was a 4th place TC chain from Kion maybe. Can't really see what's going on right now. Almost the green side from Mari out into Edison right there. Very, very close. Edison failing a bit. Lots of hectic plays coming out here in the top 3, but triple reds from Casper out into Barney. He's gonna opt to dive into the grass. That's actually gonna save him like a little bit of time, maybe, if he didn't mess up coming out of it. But top 2 for USA now. A shot not doing much, and then a green furthering top 2's lead. It's gonna come down to the second shock really, but USA breaking away that second lap. Norway, not seeming to do that much, but Anana ended up slipping up Edison right now.
Yeah, and we see Baggers going for it in 9th, Twingy going it for it in 9th. So again, we kind of questioned that lap 2 shock as Twingy was. Oh, and Twingy gets it in 9th this time, and we're gonna see 2 Dodgers coming out. I see on the mini map, but still a top 2 from Edison and Casper. A 3rd place from Ken, I believe, as well, but I think we're going to see somebody else coming up, or was that Ken that dodged? I'm super curious. But we see Jabo in 8th place, so yeah, I think we see a top 3 from USA right now, and they're running this. We're going to see if any commotion can happen here at the end, but, oh, and a blue shot, but it looks like top, oh, I think that was a 134. 134 from USA. A lot of people passing spots at the end. A lot of lag, it seems, coming out on the line, so that shock, Twingy in 9th place. I was literally talking about how questionable a lap 2 shock was because he was so far behind Mac. And then that's it in 9th there. God damn, dude. I can't get a break with this commentator's code.
I think someone had Bill. I think I saw someone dodge up with a Bill, so yeah, that's why they pulled it in 9th. I think Kion might have had Bill.
Yeah, I think you're right. But yeah, we see a 135 actually from USA, and Shock playing a big difference there, as we did see a top 3 from USA on the bridge, and Norway able to salvage the race with Kion dodging the Bill, I believe, and then Fox also getting up there as well. But still a really big lead for USA going into this GP3. And looks like, fellas, we could possibly get a game 3. Guys, what do you think the difference is here? Maybe is it Mac getting more shocks now? Is helping them propel themselves in higher in the score, or what do you think is going on here that's making the difference?
I think Hava, we've seen him in like these bottom 2 spots taking up that 8th position. USA definitely like having a stronger running presence, but when you have a strong running presence out of someone who really knows the power of like those bottom 2 spots, and I imagine doing some shagging, haven't really been able to see it, but it's really important. It just furthers your lead. It's making Norway, I'd imagine, harder to use these shocks without dodging Havo, or Havo, potentially like stop trolling dodges out of them, hoarding them up himself. It's really important. The second lap shock there, not really sure. I think they only dodged like 1 person, and they end up getting at least like 2 or 3 USA members into the boxes near the grass cut. So I'm not really sure there. Probably should have at least held it to the grass, or when they had 2 dodges, maybe on the very last set of lap 2. A bit messy, I think, but we're going to 3 right here. Norway down by a terrible amount.
Another curious thing about that race was Barney had to use his Bill in 6th at the very beginning when Twingy had shock. Obviously, he was still with the pack, so he didn't want to be selfish and call shock for himself to get his breakaway. But because of that, USA was able to get their top 2 break because him having to avoid that red in the grass. So, yeah, just kind of things you can't really tell the future about. But yeah, unfortunate for Team USA. Twingy did get a second shock in 9th. But going on to BC3 now, Casper getting taken out by a lot of stuff. We see the Jabo Daisy GP3 coming out. They wanted the BC3 and the BC picks so that he could take his glitch. Oh, and a Bill and 8th from Casper. We're gonna see him go for the Ultra, I'm almost positive. Or maybe not. Okay, he just goes for normal stuff, wants to keep the Bill, wants his teammate, he spams the Bill as Fox was trying to stop troll him with a Mega and actually ends up hitting Fox. Really quick reaction time. I feel like I didn't even see Fox go into that Mega and gets flagged past the TC. Unfortunate for Casper. And I think we see Team USA maybe breaking away here a little bit. Yeah, we see Ken in 1st. Jabo also up there, I believe, in 3rd. So good spots for Team USA right now. Possibly a good usage of build by Casper, maybe wanting to spam it, even though he was getting stopped by Mega. Maybe he wanted to use it because Twingy was just far gone and last. What a Nana! Wait, what a Nana to block the Ultra, and Barney fails it. Oh, wow, but really good on Nocto to also take it out as he made the glitch because of that. I wonder how that Nana got there, if somebody really went out of their way to block it with backstab, or if somebody sniped it. Really good block, whoever it was.
Yeah, that was crazy.
I'm not sure if it was a lap 2 block by USA in order to prevent Norway from really taking it, or if it was a block by Norway in an earlier lap to prevent Halvor from taking it just because it's so consistent for Daisy players to end up taking it. But a really split up pack right now. Norway's gonna definitely need a shock to go back into this race, and a few cuts being taken. But Bill in 8th there by Barney. If he's able to take cut here, it's actually gonna definitely matter a lot because the pack is definitely evening out a bit more than I thought it would. I believe we saw an Ultra from Hava right there. We have the cut by Casper. Let's see if Barney's gonna pull off this Ultra. And he's gonna end up pulling it off, but I think they're gonna need a shock here at the end for it to actually matter. Norway looking like they're taking up bottom 3 right now. For a good amount. And there's a build dodge from Barney. Don't know if it got Kion to the last set. That's gonna put him up into like this top 4. You're gonna see if he's gonna inch out 3rd right here. 2-4 looks like for Norway.
Oh no.
Oh
yeah.
That's gonna up there at the end.
Looks like a 1-3-5 for USA East. Kind of a questionable shock. Like obviously it was a good shock for Barney. Able to dodge in the bill, but we saw 2 of Team Norway's members getting shocked after boxes, and I'm really curious as to why. If they had the shock, if they're gonna call it, you should probably get yourselves before boxes. That's usually the strategy, I would imagine. But yeah, I'm pretty sure that was Norway's shock because I did see Twingy going forward on the mini map. So Twingy getting really lucky with these shocks in 9th for Team Norway, as it's keeping them in these wars. But another winning race for Team USA. We just kind of saw them breaking away. Psych, going back to that blocked glitch or Ultra, I think what may have happened as well is maybe Jabo took it in like 3rd or 2nd and then blocked it with a Nana as he was going for it.
Yeah, that's possible as well. The fact that Nocto was actually able to unblock with the red.
Yeah, I know.
It's actually really precise. Nocto actually known for really having good control of, greens, Nanas, Arrogante. Really, so I'm not surprised he's unblocking it. I would imagine that shock at the end there on lap 3. The only reason it was so messy, I would have to imagine, is that Havo, I believe after he took Ultra, he had like a 7th to 8th place item, I think. So I would imagine he would have been using a star there, maybe at the last straight, or maybe a USA member ended up pulling a mid spot and Mega Gun using it at the last straight, because I would see no reason why Norway wouldn't get themselves in those last boxes. I'd imagine a USA member must have just been disrupting it, predicting that Norway was going to use it there at the last straight when Barney built.
Yeah, definitely also could have been the case. Or maybe they just wanted to hide the fact they were going to use it. I'm not even sure, but race wait!
Yeah, Norway knows. Norway knows. They know what they need.
I want to see a Troy strat. One strat that we saw from Casper in one of the previous wars is that he went backwards with both of the baggers, and he might do this here too. He gets like a stars their bagger, and then goes forward. Yeah, he's doing it again. Kind of a modified Troy strat, as I called it. But yeah, he's gonna go for a star or something here. Maybe try to hit Twingy and then go forward. Or maybe he just wants the bill.
Never seen this before.
It's actually a really great play. Turning a meme strat into one that actually helps out your bagger in the matchup. Really, I really love to see it. And if you are able to run a little bit on USA, you can see it right here. Barney is forced into 7th, just pulling like potentially sad 7th place items after he gets T-seed, and is even further behind. Yeah, exactly what we're seeing right here. So far behind from 6th and so far behind from 8th that he's gonna be kind of canceled out into this race and forced to really use anything he gets to catch up. Casper getting the bill right now, probably gonna hold for Mac. I'd imagine he's in 10th right now. Yeah, you can see Mac right there at 10th. I don't know if he's gonna pull it.
He wanted to build Twingy. That's what he was going to build Twingy there. But we see both baggers still shrooming. But I feel like Mac definitely has the advantage here. I don't think Casper can catch up, honestly. He's really far. I mean, okay, gonna eat my words here because last time he did this, he caught up as well and got like 4th place. So, but I think Casper needs a shock dodge if he wants anything to do with the rest of the pack here. So I think he may have gone too far back. It was the problem. Like, he just kept going. He should have just touched the first box and gone, maybe. I don't know, but we're still seeing him in 8th. And then Barney, not looking too hot right now. Javo in 1st. Kind of a good spot here. Oh, and Mac actually has the shock, so perfect situation. Casper still Twinkie almost trying to troll Casper when really interesting play there, but we're gonna see a top 2 from Team USA comes out, and yeah, I don't think Casper was able to catch up at all, unfortunately, after his really selfless play to try to get their bagger out of there.
I believe that the play that he made right there, and the fact that Barney was in 7th was kind of like an example of, I know we're not going to win this race by a lot, but we're definitely going to win by something. Really, at the end there, when Mac ended up pulling shock, the nail was in the coffin there for Norway. Really interesting to see Casper do that stuff, but like you said, I think going back more after the first set backwards and then holding the bill a bit to try to build Twinkie definitely overextended a bit. But it's still a race win for USA, and at this point, like, Norway, you need some extreme races, and USA doing these strats is just like inch out the race ever so slightly for them. It's going to solidify the match 2 win for them, really.
Yeah, I think they need 2 5 runs now. I think they literally need 2 top 5s. Or they're actually, we're going into race 10, right? Or is it race 11?
This 11, yeah.
Yeah, and I think they lose. I think even with 2 top 2s plus 41, I think they're out. Because we saw going into that race, they were up plus 82, which is 2 top 5s, and then they lost that race. So I think it's literally GG next match, unless we get miraculous trolling penalties. But looks like maybe they're opting to practice as they're picking DK Mountain and don't really want a 5 run. So yeah, I think maybe they just want to practice rest of this war and then move on to match 3. So Team USA East coming out strong this war, showing that they're here to play with a really dominant performance this war. Kind of surprising compared to the last one where it was like kind of neck and neck, and then Norway just kind of inched out at the end. But man, USA East dominating this one.
Yeah, I think something to note about this war was, like, it's not like the shock count has been, like, unequal. Like, the shocks have been pretty equal, but the main difference is most of Norway shocks have been, like, desperation shocks to catch up, while USA shocks on, like, TF and RYF are, like, shocks to get, like, top 2 first place, which has been the main difference. Because even though Norway have gotten, like, 2 shocks per race in, like, RBC and Gardens, they only got, like, 2-4-5 or, like, 2-4-6. So they haven't been big race wins, while USA have gotten, like, top 2-4 on TF or, like, 1-3-4 on RYF. And it's, like, a big thing to note.
Yeah, definitely. 100% agree with that. Going into DK Mountain now, gonna see, I feel like Norway's really confident on this track. We see kind of Fox, Barney, they pick it a lot in MW when they're playing. Really good running track, I would say. I think, dodging in the cannon to catch up is not the best. It's kind of a hard track to catch up on if you're not in the front. I would say like a good, if you're dodging in a cannon, you definitely want to be in the front to keep your breakaway up. But shock also can be deadly in the shortcut. Same with POWs. A lot of like target POW, target shock potential into that cut where a lot of players are able to fall off there. But man, this pack is still super tight. I was expecting it to be a lot different after lap 1. Casper, a little bit of a flub there, gets a star though and kind of recuperates.
I'll try and look at the bagging battle right here. More so than even like TF and Coconut Mall, where the bagger matchup is kind of just like even. This one's, I would say, when you commit to a box here, like you end up dropping down and it can be really risky. So we're gonna see if either of the baggers are going to risk right now going into the cannon. Doesn't look like it. We have, I believe, USA in top 2-4. Tween ended up risking, ended up getting the bill, and Mac ended up getting the golden. So I don't think any cannon shocks right now. And we have 1-3 actually from USA. Casper 2 shrooms in third. My bad. We have bomb coming out from Norway on the caster, but not landing. We're gonna see if Kion ends up trying to back Casper here, because it's really easy to backspam here and really hard to avoid just how tight the corners are. A POW coming out, target POWing, I'd imagine both the runners here, kind of going for the oldest strat.
Ooh, Javo in the star. Almost getting Barney. A lot of stuff happening at the end. But it looks like Edison passing. And we're going to get a 1-3-4-6 for Team USA. And I was talking before how Norway kind of dominates this track. and we did see them in the top 3 a lot, but kind of just getting taken out of their top spots. Not even by shocks, not even by like that. POW was more of a target on Team USA, if anything. You know, Kion kind of took the brunt of it there on that turn, but I don't know. I feel like USA just kind of got up there with Shrooms, and we saw a relatively tight pack for that whole race. Kind of in an unusual DK Mountain race, I would say.
Yeah, bagging wise, I don't know. It's like one of my least favorite tracks to bag on, because it's just like you never want to be that guy that like goes for the box at 9, because then you're basically like so vulnerable for the other team just get a shock. So it's like I don't know, it's a tricky situation to decide when to go for shock here.
Can you not stay in 10th on the ramp and touch a box and back up?
I think you can. I'm not 100% sure. Like, I'm not able to do that. I think there's a way you can do it, but it's hard. It's kind of like the thing on CM where you can like stick on the ramp and get the box, not fall off.
I've never seen it on CM. I feel like I've seen people do it on DK Mountain.
Yeah.
But yeah, obviously it seems like a pretty hard tag, because you gotta like inch your bike out just enough to touch the box and not fall off and bring it back. But yeah, this one's definitely a wrap. We see USA East up 98 going into the last race, and man, Norway just coming out with these fun luck tracks, and gonna see just like a chill finish, I would imagine. Maybe they're still practicing really hard, just to kind of get their comms right, whatever, get it done in this last race. But definitely gonna be moving on to a third war here. A lot of exciting stuff to come. A lot of exciting matches. I love this. I love that already on match 1 we're going to a game 3. I'm glad we haven't seen a blowout, because I feel like a lot of the World Cup wars have been kind of that. And yeah, just super excited to see the hype in the chat. Everybody here, hope you're having a good Saturday. Last race now, Daisy Circuit. Gonna see Casper with a Shroom in second and Edison in first place. Top 2 full right now for USA.
At the same time, we're seeing a game 3 on the first set of matches for the bracket. We're seeing Daisy Circuit out, which I want to say is like one of maybe like 2 or 3 Daisy Circuits we've actually seen in the World Cup so far. Ooh, a bit of a fail there from Casper, forced through this trim, but it's not gonna really matter at this point with USA holding out. But definitely one of the least picked courses, I think, in the game. Ones like Desert Hills and such, people will sometimes pick them for reset courses, but Daisy Circuit, it's not really a reset course, not really like a running course. It's just kind of odd, and nobody ends up really picking it. We're gonna see it 1-3 right now for USA. Barney holding out his Mega in 4th, Casper holding the blue here in 8th. Don't know the shock situation. Oh, there we go, right there. Looks like we're going to have Norway dodge. I would believe. Yeah. We're going to be going into top 2 right now with a pound shocker out into USA's first, and that's going to be Norway breaking away in top 2. USA needing a blue right here to really have any inch back in the race. But obviously at this point, you're down by so much. I guess this potentially winning race. Oh, there's the blue out from USA and Norway. Going to see if he can end up comboing Fox right here.
Oh, nice snipe by Casper to get Barney out of there. Wow. But,
Casper doing his best right there. Fox getting hard bumped into the incline right there, but really at this point, this is just mental reparations for Norway, trying to suppress the triple-digit loss.
And just to add salt in the wound, Casper got shocked into boxes first set, lap 3 and 8th, and ends up spamming the bill, and it gets him up there. And you know, we thought Norway had a free top 2. And was not the case, because Casper just sniping and bumping them, getting that second place. So a little adding insult to injury from Casper there. It's going to be a USA win. Yeah, overall, really dominant performance. Kind of surprising. What are your guys' thoughts? What did you expect going into this war?
I did not expect it to be this much of a blowout. I had a feeling USA would come back and probably take this match. I didn't think it would be about like 100 points or whatever it was. I feel like USA did what they had to do. They were up in the front like so much more, and their shot calls were so much more effective. Like pretty much every single shot they used, they got like 1, 3, 4, like top 2 every race to use shot. So they were just a lot more effective on their shot calls, and just the overall running power was a lot better.
I think the running presence was definitely better from USA, as Jack stated, but I need to shout out to Havo, really. You won't see it in the GP scores from him, but really, like, being able to play that 7-8 back there when your team is running is really important. It ended up doing them like so much good, really. You just kind of like took up their spots. I imagine stop trolled, but we're able to see as much. But like having someone who is dedicated to being back in those spots while your team is hard running is just really, really important to good team chemistry and solidifying the win.
Yeah, I think they were super strong, just all together as a team. As you said before, shout out to Jabo, kind of making the difference, not falling under pressure, and overall just kind of propelling his team to a victory. And overall, I think, yeah, USA East kind of just used their items really well, and were able to get more shocks. And I think it made a big difference. You know, Twingy might have gotten really lucky with shocks in ninth or whatnot, but going into a match 3 now, guys, we're going to take a couple-minute break before this match starts. We'll see you then. Yo! What's up?
Hello.
Sorry if I just hurt your ears, but I had to get my excitement out for this match 3 of Team Norway, Team USA East. It's hype. The deciding match of 2 titans. You could say 2 top 3 teams in this tournament. And unfortunate that we're going to have to see one of them go after this match. Jack, Psych are with me still on this match 3. Guys, what are your thoughts going into this match? Excitement, let me know.
Yeah, so I was gonna say this best of 3 match really reminded me if the EL D1 season 3 finals between SY and WZ. Like SY took the first match like by 30 or 40, and then WZ came back and won by like 100. And then the match 3 just came down literally to the last race. I really hope that happens in this war too, that it just remains close throughout the entire war and comes down to the last race.
I think something you talked about in like right before match 1, which is that USA East has just so much diversity and so much they can swap between their roster, whereas Norway just kind of has one defined good roster. And when you've lost a game on US East, when you lose match 1, you're like, okay, we're gonna switch out the lineup, and they switch out Havo, and obviously worked. But when you lose the second game as Norway, you think, well, what are we gonna do? They're using the same lineup now. We have like this one line to work from, as far as we know. Like, what is there to do? Like, just that the ability to swap between so many like equally good players that have like different roles. Like, we definitely saw Havo staying in 7th, 8th that war, doing his job, as opposed to Zagler, who was I would say like mostly a 4th runner. I saw him mostly up in the front, maybe mid-packing a bit, but the diversity between players is like definitely working in USC's favor. I'd be scared if I was Norway right now, but definitely rooting for them still.
Yeah, maybe the one change they could make is subbing out Twingy for Gina. I don't think Twingy's even doing that bad, though. I think he's actually holding his own. Getting very lucky, though, as well, with some shocks in 9. But yeah, we're going to see the same lineup for Team USA in Casper, Ken, Edison, Javo, and Mac. We saw that lineup just dominate the last war, win by around 100 points. So really looking to them to really kind of take over again, see if they can keep that momentum. But maybe they feel complacent after that win, and maybe they're a little tired because, you know, best of 3 gets pretty draining. Not gonna lie, just from personal experience, me playing myself, it has been really, really draining in terms of the mental game. You know, you might not go wide on a turn you're supposed to avoid backspam. Certain things like that can really mess up your game. So, you know, I've talked to multiple players about this, and Crash has kind of said this before, where, you know, you want to get your skill up to the point where your brain runs on autopilot. Like, you're playing on autopilot, like avoiding stuff, driving. You want all that to be on autopilot, and you just want to be thinking about what you're going to do with Shock, what you're going to be doing with PAL, like stuff like that I've talked about before. So I thought that was a really interesting take by Crash. And I think it's something that all like top players have to have. They have to have just that focus on certain items and stuff, and be able to play the rest of the game on autopilot.
And we're gonna see the room starting right here. Maple Tree out for USA East, just always like taking advantage of those top spots, or that 1-3 as we like to say, because all teams that are hosting are starting out in this 1-3. And we're gonna see a Caster's Curse out potentially.
Caster's Curse, we see an RBC get picked. Good for 2-4 spots, but we're going to see some swerving, as we usually always do on this track when people are playing at this level. Going to be seeing Casper most likely swerve to the left. Going to be seeing Norway 2nd place also swerve to the left to get that 3rd place, and that's exactly what happens. And let's see what goes on. Casper, we've seen every single time he's played this track, has been in the front, kind of at all times, but we see Barney and Fox in the top 2, the dastardly duo taking over. Also Noctil threatening in that 3rd place. So Casper going to be looking to save the shrimp for the grass cut, try to get up there and break up this top 3, because we already see the pack kind of splitting up already, as that 8th place is pretty far behind. Unfortunate for Casper, it kind of failed a little bit, and that's going to help Norway out to a top 3 break already. Blue Shell already coming out, though, for Noctil, and you know, something we haven't been seeing that often. We really haven't been seeing Blue Shells that much on the stream. We've seen a couple here and there, but nothing super ludicrous to talk about.
Yeah, I'd like to see some double backspin coming out from Norway here to get these USA members up from behind them. Just kind of like what happened on the MH race last war, where Casper was able to backspam a lot of the Norway members that got them a top 3 break that just guaranteed them like a good race. So I want to see Norway try to do the same thing here.
Yeah, unfortunately, Barney getting taken out by a red shell there, and Edison and Noctil going to be having a nice TC battle. Barney's going to look real clean with this star in 6. Actually slows down to take it from his teammates, so really good team play there, but maybe not what he wanted, as I think him holding that star in a higher position was actually more threatening than Noctil being able to, especially now that USA has the shock, and they could possibly potentially get another star in that bottom spot. But for now, we're going to see USA just kind of breaking away. We see Casper in first, Jabo fourth, Ken in third, and I believe their highest spot maybe second place, if I'm not mistaken. Okay, we see actually Fox in third. So it's the top 2-4 right now for USA East with quite the breakaway and the shock. So they're looking really, really good right now on this track.
This looks really grim for Norway right now. Fox really has to make some type of play or maybe chain through boxes right here to break into that top. Howell will end up using his Mega. Maybe Norway members in the dodges, and there's a shock out. So Howell's going to dodge up, maybe some Norway members in the back. This might even out the pack a bit. Potentially could actually open up the race for Norway if they end up getting maybe a blue or some good dodges or just some good shrooms at this grass cut. But right out on a Barney, that's going to put them at a 7-8 right now. Pack's still relatively tight. I think the race is still open for them.
Yeah, I'm not sure exactly how I feel about that shock usage. You know, Jabo in his Mega maybe wants to secure top 3 if they're still up there in top 3. We do see Fox in 4th place, so but Jabo is threatening, and it looks like it's going to be close finish. And and Fox actually gets taken out at the end by a backspin by Casper last turn. It's going to be at least the top 2 for Team USA. We see Ken get 7, so maybe that shock messing up Ken a little bit.
He got TC'd, I think.
Oh, yeah, so kind of a curious shock usage. You know, they had top 2-4 by a lot. I feel like maybe it wasn't necessary to use it, actually. You know, maybe they want to secure a top 3, but there's just so much room to come back, especially at the beginning of the lap. And, you know, the back people get bigger. Oh, wait, okay, I was mistaken. The top 3 occurred.
Wow.
All right, so I guess the shock paid off. You know, Fox was kind of threatening there in the last turn, but got taken out by a fib when he was in, like, 2nd or 3rd. And, man, that kind of just shut down all Norway's hopes. And USA, man, they're still just chugging along from the last war, keeping up their momentum, able to get this top 3 and break away. And we're just seeing them outrun Norway, honestly. We're seeing USA East members getting up there, using like their shells and stuff to snipe people out of top spots, and they're able to just keep them. And Mac with the clutch shock pull, able to kind of deny any other potential Norway comeback there. So really well played by Team USA East that race.
I think Norway had a great start to that race. You saw them in top 3 after that grass cut, but I think USA definitely pulled luckier items there. They got the blue straight away. They were able to send before that last set lap 1, and then Ken got the perfect item that he needed to dissipate that top 2 and had the triple rise in 3rd, and that basically opened up the race for them. If they didn't end up getting those items, Norway could have just kept on backstabbing around those tight corners that RBC is known for and just end up breaking away. But no, Norway's top up getting dissipated immediately. I'm
clapping because of the track pick.
Yeah, this would be good for Norway.
My favorite track in the game, my favorite running track in the game. I love to always be in first on this track, personally. My preference. It's a beautiful track. It reminds me of summer days. I love it, but let's get serious. All right, going into this track now. We see Jabba in 4th. Nice pull for Barney in 5th place there with Trip Shrooms. Gonna see Casper in 2nd place, and you know, really good that this got picked for Team Norway because the top 3 straight out is tough. It's tough, and you definitely need some track like this to reset it with this double shortcut. Barney is gonna be taking over that 1st place for the Shroom. He's sitting pretty right now. Top 2 for nice avoidance on that Nana as that got really close there, and he's gonna be looking to Fox to protect him there to hold the Shroom and be able to take the cut.
I think, judging by Fox's speed out of the cut, he might have knocked golden and used triple shrooms as well. So we could potentially have top 2 on Norway taking cut right here, which if USA isn't able to get reds, might be really good for them. But obviously the shock matters so much here. That the star chain on the lap 3 Ultra is just one of the most strong shock spots in the entire game. We're gonna see a shock coming out for Twingy right here.
Nice,
Yeah, shock at 9 for him. Gonna see if the top spots in Norway end up taking the single cut. It doesn't look like it. I think there was a powwow judging by the Sherman. Casper's gonna be going into first, and a lap 2 shock out for Norway. Looks like Noctil ended up dodging it. I think at the end of his star. Not sure what he chained right there. Might have gotten a good chain. First.
I'm not sure if
I'm confused.
I don't think I agree with that shock because still time to get a second one, and Delfino's a track where shock does the most damage. So we do see Noctil in the first with potentially a good chain. Oh, blue shot comes out, so maybe he did not get a good chain as was unable to dodge. So really questionable shock usage as Mac is last by a mile and able to get a second one here when the 30 seconds hit. Yeah, I think this might be a good race for USA, depending on what happens here. But we're going to see Barney with this golden. I believe somebody else with a star in 7th from Team Norway, maybe Kion taking the cut. Edison also taking the cut. Barney looking pretty good right now in first place.
We see Edison.
And we see a top 2 right now for Team Norway. So, in a last for Fox. But looks like a top 2 for Team Norway. And, you know, we were hating on the shock. Top 2-5, actually, Team Norway. We were hating on the lap 2 shock. At least I was. And, you know, it was good. But at the same time, I don't think it changed much. I think the results would have stayed the same. I think, you know, Team Norway was just able to get those items that they needed, like a golden 6, and then probably like a star that Kion chained as well. So overall, good race for Norway, but the shock, I think, could have been used a lot better.
Yeah, the shock usage should have been a lot better. I think, if anything, the shock kind of just evened out the race, really. Like, we saw, like, Barney able to just get the golden. It just kind of came down to, like, who was really bagging and getting those good middle spot to bottom spot items at the first and second set, if anything. But I definitely think they could use it more to their advantage. But still a good race for Norway, nonetheless.
Yeah, it looked like when Barney was taking Ultra, like the double cut lap 3, he bumped Edison midair and like bumped him into the like the wall going for double, which cost him second place. So they're able to get top 2 there, which is crucial. But yeah, I'll have to agree. Like that lap 2 shock was kind of weird. I think only Noctil dodged, but then like I don't know, they got a lot of USA members with 4 boxes too, which was interesting. So it's very questionable, but luckily for them, they didn't get punished for it.
Yeah,
it worked out.
Yeah, I think a lot of other teams definitely would have gotten punished for that lap 2 shock. It seems so good on the surface to dodge your teammate who's in like 3rd using a star or whatever, but it always ends up so poorly. And even on tracks like Grumble, you get like a lap 2 respawn dodge or whatever, and you're in first by a mile. The team that gets a second shock usually always wins, even if you're in first by a mile. If the opposing team gets it, usually they're going to take over. So really interesting. I just feel there's some tracks where it's good for a lap 2 shock and some tracks where it should be off the table 100%, I think.
I think this course is a good example of a lap 2 shock course. Lap 2 last set with that huge gap. I think it's really good. We can see Barney right here. Great play from him. He went out of the way to make sure 4th, which I believe was Havo, could not draft, but I think Havo ended up drafting nonetheless. TC battle up here. Edison passing it to Noctil, I believe. Yeah. And that's going to give Havo a bit of a lead out here in first.
Man is driving, kind of being like, hey, I'm here for the team, man. I'm going to be that front presence. I'm going to be the power sub. Let's take over. So I think we have a 1-4 for Team USA right now. Norway looking to pressure here. Ooh, nice fib, but unfortunately Barney's still able to take the cut. Man, Javo getting infinite fibs, and that's going to take him out, I think. What bad luck for Javo there. As gets 2 fibs in first place, and Barney able to take over. But Casper, also with some luck of his own, says, I have 2 shrooms in first. Try to catch me.
Yeah, if there's not a shock here, Casper's just going to be gone. Because like we saw before in the first match, he is just so proficient at this track, and he's really fast. And now he has 2 blues that he can dodge. Nice not coming out on Barney there. So we'll see what Casper can do here. Already getting a breakout as the bottom spots get killed.
What just happened to Barney?
Yeah, got a little obliterated.
That man just got destroyed. Absolutely murdered Barney right there. Casper lost his 2 shrooms due to a shock. I mean, a pal, sorry. And top 3 is kind of gone for Team USA, I believe, as we saw Ken and Edison also up there. Maybe Ken had fallen off a little bit, but at least the top 2 for Team USA right now, as we see Edison and Casper going strong. But unfortunate for Barney, getting kind of destroyed by everything. Needs to chain everything he can to get up here. I don't think we do, but we do see both baggers going forward. Mac, I think, has shock. Yeah, he's on just the higher level, getting away from Twingy there. So USA also securing the shock, so I think this top 2 is pretty secured. Barney and the Star right now. I don't think USA wants to use their shock, and they do end up using it, and this could be kind of costly. They might lose their top 2 off of that. No, it's still a top 2 confirmed for Team USA. I'm not sure what the shock was. Maybe they were trying to TS on the Shrimless. I think maybe that's what they were going for, but it seems like it might have been a top 2, bottom 2 for Team USA. So, you know, their top 2 is gone, but the other 2 members unable to do anything in the front, unfortunately.
The shock didn't end up benefiting them that much, and then as you saw, I believe there was still a bottom 2 there for USA, trying to TS them over the Shrimless, but to no avail. Good on Barney for using that Star a little early, preventing them from doing some type of better shock really in the boxes, but yeah, that's a top 2 7-8 for USA right there.
Really good on Casper to just keep that first place. Maybe Ken was holding blue or something? Because I feel like I haven't seen... Okay, I don't want to jinx this, but Casper, I feel like he hasn't taken like any blues this far. Compared to the NAEU match, where he probably took... he averaged like a blue erase or something, so... catching a break here. Able to keep his top 2 spots a lot. And Edison able to maintain that second as well. Unfortunately, didn't see what happened to Ken, as he was also in third, but maybe pulled a TC or got target powed really poorly, because they did use that POW on like the conveyor turn where both arrows go back and forth. So good race for Team USA. Go ahead, sorry.
Yeah, the Nanosnipe on Barney just ended up making go from 2nd to 8, just like a chain of events, because Barney and Casper are like close to each other, and then that like snipe just broke it away, and Barney had to play from the back, which is also pretty crucial. So that's just like shows on Mario Kart, even if one small like thing happens, they could like lead to a bunch of other chain of events that just ruin your race.
Yeah, I forgot to mention that 100%. Dude, he got sniped and comboed like 3 times.
Yeah, he got montaged for sure.
That was feels bad, man. That was pretty feels bad, man, for him. But Goldmine, kind of a strong running track, I would say. Obviously, there's a huge comeback. Oh, and Barney getting pushed off immediately by Java, but I think there's some pretty good comeback potential in the TS, like dodging in a Star or something. And we see Norway bottom 2 by a mile, actually. Swingy winning the bagging though, so going to be looking to him to kind of carry the race, as we see the USA in top 3 right now, breaking away on what is known to be a pretty strong running track. But like I said before, the target shock does play a big part in this track.
I think they might need a lap 2 shot to get back into this at this point. Not sure. Pack actually evening out a little bit more than look to, and Mac pulling the shock right there. That's going to make it really tough for Norway to get back into this, because they're going to need that TS. Barney pulling the blue, luckily. Pack evening out a little bit more, but I'm going to see if USA opts to use a shock on lap 3 here still, if they end up holding these top spots, because USA's been trying to... I'd say Norway has had a bit more of like a strange like lap 2 shock usage. Chaos going on there in the corner though. Casper falling off, Havo stopping with reds. Trying to figure out who's in the top 2 right now. Barney pulling another blue. Just what he needs right now. I'd imagine this is going to force USA to actually have to use their shock before these 2 blues. I was going to say they might end up holding it or trying to edit it.
Ooh, I'm not even sure, but yeah, Barney getting taken up by Anana there. Still a strong top 2 for Team USA here.
Another blue.
Wow, Norway channeling their inner USA East, as we see a lot of blues coming out. But they're still kind of back here. We see Casper in 7th, Kion 6th, Noctil 5th. So still in the top 4, 3 of them are USA spots. So interesting to see how this is going to play out. I feel like a shock is going to come in at the end if Casper is able to pull a Star, but to no avail. I think he might just be keeping this 7th place. As you see, wait, I think we see like a maybe. Oh my God! Casper able to get 5th place somehow. Seems like a lot of backspam occurred there at the end. I think we saw something like I don't even know, like a 2 through 5 or like a top 2, 4, 5. I think Norway's runners did end up getting bottom 3 though in that race.
Yeah, even after that many blues, I don't think they're able to pull through that much. I saw a lot of Norway members there right at the end. Results going to be coming up soon. And that's 1, 3, 4, 5 for USA.
Wow.
Adding in another great GP for them in a row, about 4 in a row now, I would believe. something I was trying to note mid-race there that I've noticed is a difference, a stark difference between the two teams. Norway really loves to use these lap 2 shocks and shocks that like are kind of like in between boxes, trying to be more unpredictable, while USA seems to really try to hold their own for the last second and risks like their top 2 or their top spots a bit to like dodge up like those 7-8 and get them into like the last boxes in lap 3. Obviously with USA's 3-4 GPs won in a row now, might be their decision. Norway might want to change up their shock usage. I would say that's just the most noticeable difference that I've seen between the two teams right now.
Yeah, if you're pulling 3 blues and still losing the race by that much, there's something wrong because, like, I don't know what you got to fix there. I mean, Mac pulling shock is pretty important because in my opinion, Goldmine's probably the worst TS spot in the game. Like, probably even worse than MG. Like, you lose so much time on that. But Mac pulling shock at like 40 seconds was so crucial because I just took out any opportunity of Norway like catching those top spots.
Yeah, 100%. And this is what I expected in terms of the bagging. Like, we saw match 1, Twingy kind of was in favor for shocks, but we see Mac just dominating these last 2 wars. And it goes to show that maybe this was the issue with USA losing that first war is maybe the lack of shocks, not being able to help them keep their top spots. Because right now, USA East is honestly outrunning Team Norway. I'm just going to say it. Like, I expected it the other way around. I thought the Norway members would kind of be in the front more, outrunning them. But USA East just kind of showing that they're out here to play, man. And they want to stay in the front, and they're doing a great job of it. DDR, kind of a neutral track. We've seen both teams kind of pick this at the beginning of GPs. Gonna see if USA can keep on with their lead. Hopefully they don't get too complacent, like I said before, but man, they're on a hot streak. 4 straight GP wins by a lot too, so they're looking to keep that momentum going. Hopefully Norway's not too frustrated and can mentally just kind of stay in the game here.
And we're gonna see a bit of a commotion right there in the top, but Barney breaking out into first, Casper in second. I feel like we've seen USA back green onto Casper right there. I feel like we've seen Casper pick this a lot, or at least USC's pick this for Casper a lot when he's out in front. He seems to always be running, but right as I say that, he ends up getting hit by his back spam and batted off. Batted off. Complete caster's curse, complete utter caster's curse right there. Just talking about how they really like to pick around Casper's like line advantage and just running on this course. But no, we're gonna have USA still in first though. Barney trailing behind top 2, a bit broken away. Oh, amazing!
Nice.
Like, the incline there onto Ken. That's definitely gonna put Barney out into first, and another caster's curse coming out as he fails the wall glitch and is put right back into second.
Ken, kind of just strong right now, man. I didn't expect much from Ken, honestly, in this war. I mean, I'm not really too familiar with him, but he's been super upfront, just like doing everything he can to win this game for the team. That Nana was crucial as Barney kind of getting taken out there. Still no shock from Mac, possibly a shock at 9th for Twingy. Oh, we do see some small jump. We did see a shock come out from Mac, and so that was a USA shock. And looks like it's going to be helping them a lot as we see Edison in 5th place. Ken still in 1st, I would imagine. But not really sure what the other members went or who's in bottom 2. We see we see top 3 from Team USA, actually. Edison also in 5th. Deadly shock. Curious to see who dodged and what. Would love to know, but it still looks like a free top 3 for USA, and they are rolling, man. They are rolling.
Yeah, so that's what I was saying earlier. Like, these shocks that the USA are using are like shocks to get big races, not shocks just to catch up, not shocks to like nullify top spots from US. They're shocks to like get good spots, top 3, top 2, 4, and they're just pulling away with these shocks. Really crucial. Like, Twinkies is gonna get lucky every race. Like, eventually, which is what we've been seeing this GPs, like this war, is that Max like stayed in 10th and got most of the shocks, and that's just been crucial for US.
Yeah, Mac, I think, was that a 4-0 GP in shocks? Or did Twingy get one? I mean, oh wait, no, sorry, this is a new GP.
Yeah.
Ignore that. But, man, Mac is just killing the game right now. Carrying his team.
what you were saying earlier about Ken, it's like I have experience playing with Ken quite a bit. He's such a like versatile player. Like he can front run, but he can also be that swagger mid pack player. Like he can play any role you want him to, and that's why he's like such an important part of this USA team. Like he's not going to be the Casper like always running in front, but he's always gonna have like such an important role, like helping USA win.
Definitely, he's definitely been showing that to me today. You know, I mostly know Ken as like a Mogi player. I don't really know him for warring that much, but definitely killing the game out here with this USA team. And it just kind of shows that their scrims are paying off in terms of chemistry and whatnot. But yeah, props to Ken. Also props to Edison. Edison, really always in the front, kind of just pressuring their top spots, and also with like really good snipes as well, as I believe that was his Nana taking out Barney on TF that got him comboed like 5 times. So again, Edison kind of being a really big game changer. Jabo as well. Overall, this USA lineup is just doing really well together, and it's been great to watch them. Like just see their chemistry unfold live on this beautiful day of Mario Kart League. So going to BCW now, really good spots for a top 3 pick, and that's exactly what USA did. Tried to back everything immediately, and they're looking to break away as they're keeping this top 3.
Barney going to be holding a Mega out here in 4th. USA is probably just going to hit him with a barrage of backs, and he's going to really have to maneuver around this. You'd probably want him to be Chain Raider. Unblocking the glitch, potentially going to see a Norwegian member taking it right now. I would imagine Fox would be pretty good at it. Doesn't look like there's anyone, though, and Barney's going to be forced into his Mega from that, so not having to dodge to fall back on, and also hitting the wall, but getting triple reds right here. You're going to see if he can get Casper, if the reds can maneuver around the geysers correctly. I'm going to have a repeat of Goldmine here. Casper teleporting around a bit does not seem to be getting hit. Again, need a repeat of Goldmine, though, as I said, with all these blue chains from Barney. Triple greens here could make a mess, but Kion storming out in front, making it hard to really break in. Norway breaking in these top spots, though. Gonna need these middle spot items and some snipes out in the USA to really make a difference. Gonna look to the bagging battle for this one to really get back into it, but the pack is pretty tight, so I feel like the race isn't all safe for USA yet.
Got one bagger going for boxes in 9th here, with one going in 10th. Yeah, Mac in 10th, so maybe another sign that USA might be going for shock. Yeah, we see Twingy trying to chain boxes here at 9th, which is a strat I do a lot, you know. And the bagger's going back in 10th, trying to fall off. You get like 4 or 5 boxes, we can pull it in 9th. So we'll see what happens though.
Yeah, it's definitely tough for 10th place to get the shock there on that one ramp. You get 1 box, and if you don't get it, you have to fall off, and you just do it over and over again. But Twingy actually falling off may have gotten Bill in 9th there. We see Mac, he went past the last ramp, so possibly another USA shock on this BCW race. I think he's just kind of sitting there waiting for something to happen, so I believe USA does have shock again. And but we see Jabo just kind of running in first, Barney in second, trying to pressure a little bit, and I believe we're going to see a USA shock at the end. It's definitely going to happen to get them more spots up there.
Yeah, they've been known for that in a lot of these courses, just to kind of hold out. They might see one like in a second, maybe a TS out. Now, USA been doing a lot of shocks like right after the last set, risking. We see a Mega coming out from maybe the side of Norway because they're not shocking. One can't see there on the line. Actually, a 2-3 for Norway, I think. I see in the line.
Ooh, I think Noctil might have squished Casper possibly, because we did see Noctil in a Mega, and that's why USA was not calling that shock. Or else I think Noctil would have gotten first if they used it there. So really good presence of mind by Noctil to kind of hold his dodge to the end and, you know, kind of predict that they would use it there. And he kind of just blocked every opportunity that USA had to use it, since they really wanted to hold it to the end. But, you know, Javo's still able to maintain that first. And I think it might be another winning race. Yeah, we see a 1-4-5-6 for USA, man. And they just keep rolling.
Yeah, we're at the halfway point right now. I think down in the 60s or close to the 60s for Norway. Lost so many races in a row right now. Maybe just going to try to switch up the track picks. We saw Raceway out from them at the end right there. Might want to go for something like that. Just like these hard reset courses, because really they've been getting kind of outran for a lot of this. Not completely, as opposed to some of the dominations we've seen around the play-in stage and some of the group stage, but really they have to switch up their game because whatever's been happening really isn't working.
Shout out to Mac too. He's been doing such a good job this war, just getting every shock, outbacking Twingy just every race. Doing a great job.
Yeah, no, Mac is definitely carrying the squad right now. We could have seen so many different races if Norway ended up with a shock. Like Goldmine, easily could have seen a TS. Same with TF. We could have seen another TS there, but you know, Mac, I don't even know what shot count is. It's probably like 5-0, 5-1, something along those lines. Just killing the game and really carrying USA right now. You know, there's some rooms, some wars where you can't really, like, the other team could go 0-12 in shocks and you would still win just because like their runners are that much better. But in this room where it's all D1 players, all on relatively like the same skill level, shock definitely plays a big time difference, and especially where you use it. So,
For sure.
shouts to USA, shouts to Mac.
Oh, wow.
He's Barney as he gets pushed off by Javo. Unfortunate, and USA looking to break away like we did last time. We see Kyle threatening with that red show, probably gonna get Casper, but Casper doing his best to avoid this red, and looks like he does. But I think Javo gets. No, we see Edison in second. Edison always just manages to sneak his way into the top two, and we see a breakaway already happening for Team USA. So Twingy in last place, however, so this could be the race to change it all. As if he gets shock here, could be a huge difference, and he does get the shock. So we see Norway with the shock, looking to do something big here, and they might need a lap 2 shock already because we see a top 3 break by Team USA. But maybe, yep, and that's exactly what we see. We see a lap 2 shock. Ooh, and yeah, was that a box steal maybe?
I don't know why. I don't know why I'd go for a box there, because he's probably gonna get Bill.
And then he's hit the car and loses all the time he had. But
yeah, that's true. Yeah, it wasn't a box steal. He just went for Bill. But blue shot coming out. Edison getting taken.
Oh my gosh.
Unfortunate luck for Barney there as he gets that TC. Oh, in second place, and he is like that one hope that they needed up there. I don't know what happened to Fox. I mean, he dodged the shock, and he's nowhere to be found up here, unfortunately. And Barney getting taken out as well, and back to top 3 for Team USA even after the shock. But another blue shell for Team Norway. I think Casper's too far gone, however, and he's also on the boost pad, so I don't think that'll make much of a difference. Mac in last place. Twiggy might have shock in 9th. I'm not even sure, but and he does have shock in 9th.
Nice.
And this year's shock come out, and Barney gonna come up here. Fox also coming up in a star. This is definitely the race that Norway needs. They're gonna be in top 2 right now. Barney kind of needs to make a selfless play and maybe slow down and stop show, but no, he doesn't because Nocto's in 3rd. Top 3 for Team Norway.
Nice.
And that is exactly what they needed to get back into this. Oh my god. Wow. You know,
2 shocks from Twinkie.
yeah, Twingy getting another shock that race, and you know, gets them a top 3. Exactly what they needed, exactly what we were talking about before. You know, Team USA was getting all the shocks and they were getting kind of destroyed by them. And Norway finally gets a shock, and look, top 3 race. Good race.
As well.
I was gonna say, as we saw the runners on lap 3 going into that second set in the bridge, we saw Twingy touching a box, but the stream point of view just pointed away. I was about to say they need shock right here to make it work, and they got 2 stars into a star chain. Did end up seeing stop star from Barney because Nocto was in 3rd, but they ended up pulling out that race perfectly. It just seems to be a common novel with Norway to have them use these like strange lap 2 shocks and then just banking on them working, or I think getting the second shock really on lap 3. They've just been relying on those a lot, and it seemed to work out for them perfectly that race. Really at the last second they could have possibly came back in that race with the 2 like perfect items. Really, they got the blue, they got 2 stars, I'd imagine, like those 7-8, and like the shock right at the last second where they could have really used it.
That race has had so many different emotions going on for Team Norway. Like, they get the shock, they dodge, and then I'm pretty sure Fox and Barney both got a TC right after. And then they got 2 blues and shock and stars again. Just so many, the tides kept changing in that race for Norway.
Yeah, I kind of read in the chat that after Fox and Barney dodged, they both got TCs right after.
Yeah.
It's just like, that's awful, man. That's just the worst luck, but you know, Mario Kart pays them back by getting another shock and giving them top 3, so good for them. We see a plus 41 lead for Team USA East right now, and maybe the momentum has swung in Team Norway's favor, but unfortunately they can't get a track pick, and we're going to see a reset track coming out with DS Peach Gardens. What do you guys think? 2-3 drop down, maybe mid spots, like a 4th place box for Barney here?
3rd probably drops, right? I think 2nd to try to go.
I feel like second.
Maybe
Yeah.
replace your party though.
Yeah.
Okay.
If my strategy would be like third place drop to like seventh, and second drop to like fourth to try to get trip shrooms or something. But we see Javo getting a golden, I believe. Gonna look to Barney to maybe snipe him out of this first place. And yeah, it looks like we're just gonna see Barney front running here, and Javo gets a nice golden pull to get him in that first place as well. But yeah, you know, the third place shroom is a is a godsend. We all love to see that when we're racing. But for now, we're gonna see who's winning this bagging battle. We see Mac in last place. Twingy just hit the chain chomp, so looking like another really good scenario for a USA East shock.
Yeah, he fills off with Bill again, so it might be a really good sign that Mac is gonna pull it right here.
And he
There
does.
we go.
There we go. Shock for USA East on a pretty good shock track, especially when Team Norway's top 2. But we actually see 7-8, like really far broken back. Curious to see if those are 2 USA members because, oh my god, and Barney gets green sniped by Casper and blued right after. So that man is going back down to those bottom spots and going to be looking to come back here. But for now, we're going to see Casper in second, Kion in first. Maybe Kion going wide to get Casper blued. Not entirely sure. It might have been a little lag. I'm not. Maybe Kion failed a little bit. Not sure. But we see a 1-3-4 for Team USA East right now, and looking to see if they can get any dodges, but doesn't look to be the case. Edison getting a TC, Jabo having shrooms, so they're going to be maintaining that 1-3-4 because of those shrooms. And a blue shell coming out for Casper. Shock comes out.
Fox dodges? What?
I think.
Okay.
I
Did he
think
cancel in the blue?
possibly,
Maybe-
but I think somebody used a mega in a mid spot, is what I saw.
Oh, okay.
Ooh,
Really
Good
odd,
prediction
though.
from Fox.
Yeah, so I think maybe Jabo. Yeah, Jabo. Okay, that's what I thought. I saw Jabo taking cut. I didn't know if he used a shroom or a mega, and I guess he used a mega and dodged last second there. So, top 2 for USA, and that's the race they needed. Top 2-5. That's exactly the race they needed to kind of negate that last one and get them back ahead. So, yeah. Unfortunately, Twingy was not able to get back in 10th. Mac had the shock, and really well played again by Team USA East with that shock, dodging Jabo for him to get a free first. And, you know, although Fox dodged, didn't really make much of a difference. He wasn't really up there after his dodge. So really well played by USA East as they get a top 2-5-7 race. And
I think
looking to keep going.
Casper also slagged Fox at the end with like triple greens or something, because Fox was like third, and then Casper got him at the end, and he ended up getting 8th. So good job from Casper. Heads up play there.
Damn. Did not even see that.
Havo with the 51 though. We were sleeping on Havo, but he went off that GP.
Yeah,
Yep.
the man, the myth, the legend.
I think in the last war he was playing the more that 7-8 spot, like I was saying, but this war he just seems to be more on the front actually, and really proving his own. I think he got somewhere in the 30s GP1, so he's definitely representing right now, showing that he can pretty much play like both positions.
The man is a beast. He does whatever. That's what Mario Kart's about, though. It's all about adapting. I was trying to say the word adaptability, right?
Yeah.
But it's all about adapting to the situation. Honestly, that's how you play the game. If you're in the front, then you try to stay in the front. If you're in the middle, maybe try to slag. You know, we see some people doing it one role over the other. I guess quote unquote role. But yeah, it's all about really just adapting to the situation and kind of doing what you need to do for your team to win the game. So Javo playing all over the place, showing that he is doing good for the squad. And yeah, I feel like all of Team USA just kind of knows what to do in any situation, and they're kind of just playing really well. And you know, the shocks it's also a big plus, the most powerful item in the game, kind of carrying them to the finish line. So see if they can maintain this for GP3. Norway's currently down, I believe, 52, if I'm not mistaken.
Yep.
So
Definitely not out of it.
yeah, definitely not. A lot of game left to be played, and excited to see how this GP3 is gonna go.
See
And we're gonna
MT coming out.
MT coming out for the side of US East, gonna take advantage of that 1-3. You see their third hopping in the cut right there. Barney getting bumped hard at the beginning. See him getting hit a bunch at like the beginning of these races actually, now that I notice it. Gonna be available for the 8th place box here, though. 7th place.
Ooh,
Green. Green. Okay.
That green was nuts. I thought he was dead for sure, but yeah, we see a 2-3-4 from Norway coming out. Kind of what they want here is they want to be in the front, but unfortunately, Barney getting taken out by a red shell there. Fox still in 5th place. Kind of a really, not even kind of, really close pack still up to this point. As you know, you kind of expect stuff to be separated by the tree branch after the cannon. So really close race so far, and it's looking like top spots are pretty split up, kind of even one way or the other. So trying to see what Team Norway can do here to mount their comeback. I think Shocks can play an absolutely crucial role here, as a cannon dodge will kind of carry that team into those.
No one trolls anyone there. Hope no one gets trolled. They're both in stars there. It could be dangerous.
True. I feel like, is it a trolling penalty though? Because they're just kind of sitting there. But Shock coming out from Team Norway already, as we see Barney dodging in that star. Another kind of repeats the pattern Shock for Team Norway, as a last Shock coming out.
Look at Fox. Look how broken away he is. That shock was amazing for them. They're top 3 right now, and USA is not going to have access, I think, time-wise to this lap 3 cannon shock. And I think, like, with how the boost panels play out in the second half of this course, they're going to need the shock by this second set chain on lap 3 to really find themselves back in it.
Yeah, you were right. Like, that was just another good example of Norway using that really unpredictable lap 2 shock, but it actually benefited them really well now. So we see Norway top 3. I'm pretty sure Knockball is triple greens too and thirds. Maybe he can do some damage on the USA members behind them. So this gets set up to be a really good race for Norway.
Yeah, Nocto wants to be careful though. Doesn't want to get a TC in that 3rd place spot. We know a lot of people that run in 3rd place don't really like to spam their items. But man, we're seeing a top 3-5, I believe, for Norway right now. If they get a second shock, if Twingy's able to get another one, and Kion has like a mega, that's going to be... Oh, but Kion gets the opposite of a mega. Right as I say that, Mac does not have the shock right now for Team USA, so it looks like it's going to be a free top 3 for Team Norway. Unfortunately, Kion getting a TC, and that's going to take him to at least 6th place, looking like he might get last. And unfortunate, because they really need every point they can get right now.
Still a really good race from Norway. Really good shot call. That was really unpredictable, but I did both who dodged? I know Fox dodged, but who else? Did Barney dodge or Noctil? I don't remember. It was
Barney. Barney dodged in the star. Did Fox dodge? What did he dodge in?
Maybe a mega? Like, how do you have such a large break after that? He had to dodge in something, surely.
I have no idea. Maybe he was...
Top 36.
But this is exactly what they need to get back into it. And maybe we're seeing some mental play coming into effect here. Possibly USA getting tired or complacent, thinking, oh, we won. We were up 52 going to this GP. But, man, they cannot back down yet, because huge race for Team Norway right there, as they are able to get a top 3-6 and get themselves back into this. I believe they're only down 29 now after that race, so...
Yeah, 29.
Good comeback, possibly in the works. This is exciting. 3 races left.
They're going.
Oh, man.
Yoshi Falls coming out. Yeah, Yoshi Falls will be so huge for Norway, because they can run this in top 3 so well and just backspam USA. We see Grumble Volcano being picked though, so I'd like to see 3rd place drop back here for Shrooms, and then top 2 try to run.
USA kind of getting their reset track picks when they need it. So, you know, Maple Trio was a really good pick for them because they got good spots on Gardens, but Norway just took advantage, kind of just ran really well, and then that lap 2 shock was super clutch for Team Norway. So Twingy coming out there. And, you know, you got to ask maybe if they got more shocks earlier, would they be winning right now? But for now, we see a nice pull for Barney in 2nd and a really bad pull for Casper in last. Unfortunate for him, but gets a mega right after. And I feel like we've seen that from Casper a couple times now, but still really far back there. Barney doing an excellent job making that rock hop, and going to be looking to break away here. But I think a lot of USA members also did the rock here. So a lot of pressure behind Barney right now, as he needs to hold this up. Mac getting the shock.
Twingy. Oh my
god.
No, what are you doing?
And Mac gets away from... Oh, and Twingy opts to go back. So no chance for Team USA to get a second shock if they use it lap 2, but If we're following their pattern of using shocks, I'm not gonna expect the USA shock to lap 3.
I've been looking for Twingy to get a start here.
Oh, Barney gets taken out by a red shell. Unfortunately, gets a fib, and we're gonna see a USA top 2 right now. And I think a lap 2 shock is, oh no, Casper failing rock, but unfortunately makes respawn. But I think the lap 3 shock is gonna be deadly. It always is on this track. Really good on them to not use a lap 2 shock, but why would they? They're holding top 2, so. And nice backspin from Ken to get Noctil. Noctil most likely has another shroom in 3rd place, going to be taking cut. Barney also with trip shrooms. I'm going to be expecting to see either a TS on 3-4 or calling them out of the cut.
Yeah, I think Edison has a shroom, yeah. So it might be a shock here.
Ken might have one. Ken also has one, so they're going to be calling it here for sure. Oh, they're getting... wait, no. I'm confused.
Now.
Definitely happening Casper.
They have to get him.
There we go.
Okay.
Yeah.
Gonna see who comes up. No, they didn't get anybody. Poor communication, I think, from Team USA there, as nobody dodges the shock. But we saw Ken.
Dodged, right?
Yeah, but that was a USA shock. So
yeah, they ended up missing the dodge on him. But USA is able to break away. I thought they might have done, actually. I saw so many USA members take that rock on lap 1. I thought they might have called like a lap 2 shock, but just wanted to play it safe. Definitely could have played the shock barrier there, but still, Norway, I believe, still is not happy with that race with 2 races to go and being down, I think, in the 30s right now. They have some ground to cover despite the mishaps with USA's shock.
I'm just confused. Go ahead, Sonya.
Yeah, I was saying that race could have been a lot better for USA. Like, even I think Casper and Ken were in the cut at the same time for a split second. So maybe if they could have gotten the shock there, even if you dodge Barney, it's still 2 for 1. But instead you get 1 Norway member and none of your members. But still, not what Norway needs. They need at least like a top 2 for this next race to get back into it. I'm pretty sure I was like a plus. How much of a race was that for them? +5 for USA East. So they're down 34 with 2 left. They need big races here.
I think what the plan was with that shock, what it should have been is dodge their top 2, like you said, and then they easily could have TS 3rd. They could have TS Barney, who was kind of far back. I think, and anybody else, I mean, they all took cut too, so they could have TS'd like all of their members on cut. They could have gotten their bottom members into boxes, and Casper may have pulled a shroom for him to take cut, whereas the Norway members wouldn't have been able to take cut. So mishap on Team USA's side, a little miscommunication. I'm excited to see Coco. I haven't seen Coco in all these wars, and honestly, a personal favorite of mine. You like to see Brawly strat at the beginning with getting like a golden 7 and kind of telling yourself up there. But a lot of reds going for Ken, but able to avoid them somehow. We do see somebody coming out of that full cut, pulling the nice Brawly strat. It was Javo. Good job, Javo, on that. So, gonna be seeing a nut. Wait. Ooh.
Okay. A lot of guy on there.
Okay. Good strat. Yeah. So now shock's kind of just gonna be anyone's game now. Maybe a Bill gonna be coming out. Ken definitely gonna get taken out by these. Oh, okay, maybe not.
Ken immune to reds right now. Clearly immune.
Yeah, the man says, I don't like the color red. Please leave me alone. I'm curious to see who's in first right now. I can't really see who's up, and it appears to be Fox, as we see a lot of USA members in the back. So, and unfortunate for that was a really well blocked cut. I have not seen it like that well blocked before. But yeah, Jabo got kind of getting overtaken by Noctil right now. So 1-3 for Team Norway. Gonna see if Shock. Oh, swinging on.
Bill,
man, that could be devastating for Norway, as he needs Mac to star it out of him. But no, he goes forward, instead hits a car. It's gonna give Mac a chance to hit a box, but no, because the runners are coming. Very smart by Swingy, actually, to go for the car there, as you're not allowed to steal the boxes from runners. So really well played by Swingy to get that Bill out of him, and possibly holding Mac back from getting the shock. So interesting to see what's going to happen here.
He got the box, I think. No.
Another Bill, but he gets it start out of him immediately.
And
the Passport in a rough situation here. USA bottom 2, and probably going to be forced to hold this POW for a while. Ends up using right there, but bottom 3 for USA right now, and a bomb onto Edison. Looking like a great race. Need to see the bagging situation because the blue out.
Pablo is back here too.
Yeah, is that bottom 4 right now running?
Oh no, but Barney gets taken out by that blue shell. Oh,
Oh, no,
oh,
Barney.
oh no,
Oh
Fox.
no!
Fox and Barney getting destroyed, and Casper as well by Ken. But it looks like it's gonna be a decent race for Norway, I believe. As they get, yeah, decent race for Norway, I think. But
That ending was crazy.
that blue, man, that blue just kind of destroyed them.
That viscerally hurt to see Barney fail to start up after the blue. That's gotta feel awful. And just a small mishap like that, with how late we are into the war, and how good of a race that could have been for Norway, because he got comboed afterwards, that might mean something in the final result. They end up pulling off a top 2 5-7, but that could have easily been such a great race. The MT fail, unfortunate for Barney.
So that's probably around what, like a plus 11, plus 12 race, I think, for Norway. So they're only down, plus 13. So they're down 21. So I think a top 3-6 is plus 21, or a top 3-5 is plus 21.
Yeah, and they need to bag. They need to bag here in this situation, because you know, kind of Norway's been getting destroyed by shocks all war when they do get destroyed, and we see it was kind of a shockless race, and Norway was able to take that top 2, but unfortunately, blues coming for the side of Team USA East. We've kind of seen that a lot of blues in their favor, but we've also seen Norway get their fair share. Like Gold Mine, they got 3, but clutch blues for Team USA East right there, and they want to negate any chance that Norway has by picking Mumu Meadows, but it picks Yoshi Falls. And guys, last race, what is it? Up 21 for Team USA East, and this is where you guys gotta stand up, edge of your seat. This is where it all comes down. All the marbles on this last race. One team going home today, Norway or USA East, and they pick Yoshi Falls. I think this is definitely a good track for like a top 4, top 3 possibly that could happen. If they get the shock, I think whoever gets the shock kind of just wins the race, kind of dagger in the heart for Norway if USA gets it. But
Quick
Norway
top 4.
With triple reds, I believe, still, or at least 2 reds in 4th. If Norway is able to pull shocker, or at least prevent USA from getting it, that would be absolutely huge. We see a small split in the pack right
Someone
back there.
get okay. Who's 10th?
no.
Who's 10th?
we see
10.
Mac in last place. Maybe I think we see both baggers still strumming. We need to see a shock for Team USA East, or this could be devastating. But no, Mac keeps getting stars, and USA East falling more and more behind.
There it is.
But he
there
gets
it
the
is.
shock. This could be huge for Team USA East right now.
I think Edison might have Bill. I think that's why he's pulling stars.
We see top 2 for Norway. We see Casper in 3rd pressuring, and we see a shot come out. What's going to happen here? We see somebody building up, and I think you're right. I think Edison had the build, trying to TS Team Norway here, but Edison getting with the first place for Casper here, and it looks like USA are going to take. Is he? Oh, I thought he was going to put up from his own teammate. Oh my God, I was so
crazy. Oh my gosh.
It's a win for Team USA. No
Shout out
way.
to Mac. Shout out to Mac. He clutched that race so hard for them. They were top 4 going into that last turn. They just turned the tables with that shot.
Wow. Unbelievable. And that's exactly what we wanted to see from that last race, man. We wanted to see that chaos, that top 3 from Norway, but Edison getting the bill in 8th, able to use it, dodge the shock, and he gets first.
Oh my gosh. 2, 3, 4, 5. That's gonna be close. It's probably like 5 points or something.
There's a 2-4-5 for Team Norway. 1-3.
Oh yeah, 2, 2, 4, 5. Yes.
USA.